Yo, 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 man, what is happening? Doing a late night session again today. Another day doing a late night session with Rob the Man Media, baby. Man. I'm about to drop this link in the chat, man. If you want to go ahead and pull up, man, we going to get into some topics. We're going to really talk about some things tonight. We just going to talk some football. So, hey, you want to pull up to the show? Go right ahead. We finna pull up. We about to talk. We about to get into some things for sure, man. Appreciate everybody that's in the building right now, man. Smash that like button for your boy. Hit the cash out for your boy, man. Yes, another night once again. Yes, got to get this work in. Got to get the work in. Um, but I'm waiting on somebody specifically to pull up. Hey, J Dot, if you in the building, pull up on me. J Dot, Zion. Pull up on me if y'all in the building, man. We finna get this thing rocking, man. Appreciate everybody in the building. What up, Smiley? What up, Law Dog? What up, Randall? What up, H? What up, Chef Xavier? Hey, Law Dog, you can pull up. Hey, we finna talk about something right quick. I need y'all to pull up on your boy, man. Pull up on y'all boy right quick, man. Let's see what's happening. What up, DeMarcus? What up, Tate? What up, everybody in the chat, man? We finna get live, man. We finna get live tonight, man. Things might get a little interesting tonight, man. But I just want to see, some real opinions about some things tonight. What's on the surface, man. We got people out here running their mouth. What up, Ed? Hey, Miss D God, we got some people, running their mouth. But hey, we gonna leave that alone. But more what I want to get into right now, is I forgot to touch upon this like earlier, but this kind of came out like right after I jumped off live. What up, Lawrence? Hey, Miss Ryan. Hey. Uh hey, J Dot, pull up. What up, J Dot?
Man, people are talking about the craziest stuff. Like, I don't think
I
people
know,
read.
man. They don't, man. And that's why I wanted you to come up, man, so we can talk about it. What up, Junior Boxer? I don't get it, man. It's like people just changing narratives and things on like situation, and it's just like, listen, man, understand what you're reading. Understand what you're reading, man.
Like, dude,
I had to get off of that, man. 'Cause I was like, man,
I'm like, do you know what you're reading? Like, the
yes.
transfer
So
portal change helps Coach Prime.
yeah, so let's explain this. Hey, Lawrence, if you want to jump up, you can, because we finna talk about this. The link is out there in the chat, man. So what the topic, what we're talking about, what me and Jada are talking about, is literally has to do with the transfer portal, right? Everybody's saying that this hurting Coach Prime when it's actually benefiting Colorado in the situation.
They're
Like,
saying they made the rule because Coach Prime. Like, no, they made it because of Lincoln Riley and other coaches too, not just Coach Prime, but the rule benefits them even more now.
yes. So for me, how I look at the benefit of this rule change, right? I look at it, it wasn't like Lincoln Riley did it first, then Coach Prime did it. So what they were trying to do was like, man, we can't let another coach come in and benefit and then it handicap another school. So how can we make this fair for everybody? You just made everything. You made everything unlimited, everything across the board. So how does it hurt Coach Prime? I'm confused.
Yeah, and what they did is just made it so first year head coaches don't have the advantage as much.
Yeah, because
That's all they did.
you,
Nothing else changed
yeah.
really.
So basically, this is what happened, right? NCAA came out with a rule change on the transfer portal where they changed the window from 60 days to 45 days. When you look at the whole
We knew
thing,
that was happening already.
which everybody knew that they came out there in the spring and Ben said that we
And
knew
the
that was
reason
coming.
why, and I say this, that rule helps Coach Prime too, because a lot of those kids that transferred that he didn't want
Yeah,
to transfer from CU wouldn't have been able to transfer.
correct. And so, please explain it because I can't get filtered through these. Listen, so this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all because like I know like y'all hearing it from other people and this and that, and it's like, all right, decipher what you really hearing, what really matters, right? A lot of this stuff is just bluff noise, right? What really matters? The window changed from 60 days, 45 days. All right. Now you have unlimited, roster spots, right? So as long as you got roster spots for our scholarships, that's what I mean by roster spots. You get 85 scholarships. As long as you don't exceed that 85, you can bring in whatever player you want. As if it's an undergraduate, a graduate, it don't matter. You got 85 scholarships, so you can use them however you want to use them. So if it's you want to bring in more high school players, you can bring in more high school players over, which I think in a great scheme of things, if you like a Georgia, that benefits Georgia because now they don't have to like limit themselves to like 30 players. If they want to go get 45 players, 45 freshmen, they can. So it's like,
If they want 45 5 stars, they can get 45 5 stars now. And they don't
yeah,
have to be like, well, I might not have room for you. You need to make your choice now. Now they got room.
yeah. So basically what they're doing is how I take this rule is they basically is telling schools, well, you can just push out players that you don't really want. You can just over recruit them. That's how I look at this rule. Like you break this rule down and you really look at it, it's like, all right, so you telling me I can go get 45 to 50 kids out of the freshman class so I could push out some of these players that I don't really want? Oh yeah. That's how I look at the rule. So with that being said, right, you have unlimited roster spots as long as you have scholarships available. You have to have scholarships available, or you can't offer a grad transfer, or a high school kid a scholarship if you don't have anything available. You got to have scholarships available. The second rule about the whole situation was grad transfers now have a date, a deadline of when they have to submit, when they can transfer. So they can't just come and go whenever they want because the old rules is as long as you graduate, you can come and go as you please as long as the next fiscal year at that school has not started. So a prime example, right? We got Juju Mitchell, right? He transferred to a different school. We got him because CU technically had not started school yet. So he was able to enroll into CU, start classes, boom, and play. So when you really look at it, the rule benefits Colorado and Coach Prime to something.
Like Juju is the anomaly. Like that
Yeah,
barely happens, but this rule was made because of basketball. Because
yeah.
this rule, basketball is, if they don't have to, like you can take as many grad transfers as you want for basketball. There's about to be some stacked basketball teams now.
There is. Because you can just take whoever you want. What up,
Hey,
John?
look, what's up? What's up? Hey, so with this new rule, that means Chance Main wouldn't have been there left then.
Correct.
Yeah, you're correct.
He wouldn't. He would have been stuck.
Yeah, he
And
would have to stay there. He had to
Zico
stick
would
it
have been
out.
stuck. All the people that left.
He can't wait. He left before Juju came.
Yeah, he was gone before Juju.
Yeah, he was gone before Juju. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, so now you gotta tell the NCAA, by May 1st that you want to leave your school
By May 1st.
Yeah,
for
which
football.
is like so
During summertime.
So if you know you're graduating, right? Or you graduating, so you're a senior and you're about
So
to
if you
graduate.
graduate in April or May, you gotta tell them when you transfer to right then and there.
Yes.
So basically, like to take a step further, right? Say you not a senior, but you can get your credits to graduate, and you know you're gonna graduate in the summertime. You have to tell the NCAA that you're graduating that summer, and you have to have all your paperwork in by May 1st to be able to transfer to a different school.
Hold
Yeah.
up. So I came in late. So NCAA made another ruling today?
Nah, it's the rule that we already knew.
It's basically they just clarify stuff. They clarify,
Yeah.
the graduates, right?
None of it.
What their deadline is.
The only thing that would have hurt Juju wouldn't have been like if this rule was in like Juju wouldn't have been on the team. That's the
Correct.
only player. But Chance Main would have been on the team. Nico Reed still would have been on the team. Zico still would have been on the team.
Yep.
Jordan Tyson, all of them would have still been on the team because
so everybody who left after the spring game would have been stuck.
Yes.
Well, technically no, because
technically yes, because
all the grads.
So now you need to if your spring game is before the transfer day, you got to already be in the portal.
Yep.
So we might move our spring game up some then.
We had one of the latest spring games.
Next year they might put it up because you got 15 days to get in there.
But didn't most of those guys leave on their own?
Yes. That's why there's a lot of players that Coach Prime didn't expect to leave. A lot of those linemen.
And on top of that, he was a first year coach too, so he had a whole bunch of other exceptions.
No, but first year coaches could do that though. First year head coaches could do that. They could purge the roster.
Yeah, they can.
Well, you got to think. you got to think about it. The D lineman that was there during the spring game, he wasn't expecting all of them to leave.
That's
There's a
Sammy, the
couple
dude
of
that
them.
went to Michigan State. He should have stayed. He should have stayed.
Sammy was their best run stopper last year.
He would have been good for this defense.
So Sammy left. Nico Reed wouldn't have left. Zico couldn't have been in the league.
Jackson State too. What's his name, Rob? You know what I'm talking about.
Who?
Nair. Was it Nair?
There's a lot of people that wasn't been. Yeah.
The D tackle with the Jackson State. I forgot his name.
He ain't somebody to worry about.
So yeah, it doesn't really like the coolest change is now that Coach Prime doesn't have a limit on track transfers.
It's about to be a wrap.
You thought you just helped them build a better offensive line because now I think you can only get 8 before. It's like was it what 7 or 8?
Yeah, 8. I heard that. That's big. You get unlimited.
Hold on, what did I? What happened?
Okay. So you like when a new coach can take as many transfer guys they wanted, right? Grad transfers. Now there's no like, and then everybody else only can get 8.
There's no limit.
There's no limit.
Whew. So they about to load up on linemen.
Exactly.
There's no limit on like undergraduate, high schoolers.
There's no limit. You can grab as many as you want.
Yeah, you
just can't
go to 85 cap.
The 40-40-20 is no longer a 40-40-20. He can just go. Yep. He can go 100%.
So did they up the how much recruits you could get for the year, or is it still at 25?
You get as many as you want.
It's unlimited.
So he really basically can go start any roster in the country.
Hold up. Yeah. Did they change that rule today?
Yeah. Today. The rule got changed today.
My
God. Unlimited.
So there's no 25 freshmen in. You can go 85 freshmen if you want.
What's the roster for incoming freshmen you can get?
Don't matter. You can get as many as you want.
Unlimited.
Oh, man. So all them, like Georgia and all them, they going to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. You go get all them freshmen. That means somebody got to go. So you basically can go out and get whatever you want from
out the door.
So it's basically like whoever was in your recruiting class 2-3 years ago, if they ain't paying out, you shipping them out the door.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much how it is.
But how much of the guys on CU roster that they ain't seen the feel or not feeling like they're not getting their fair share?
So Zion, here's what you got to realize, right? With unlimited roster, you got to stay in the 85 scholarships, right? 40% of our rosters are already leaving, and we got 10 available scholarships open right now.
That's probably gonna be like 30 to something stylies. Man,
I'm saying 40.
It's gonna be like 50. It's gonna be like 50 players, bro. It's like 50.
Yeah,
players.
A lot.
But you can go get whatever you want now. Ain't no limit on nothing. You gonna get whatever you want, whether they incoming high school players,
scholarships still players. Is the scholarship still at 85? Like,
yeah.
How many on so shouldn't they up that a little?
Nah, see, if you do that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You don't want to do that.
Give Coach Prime 120 scholars, bro. That half the team's gonna be 30 years old playing for Coach Prime.
I'm telling you right now, I don't understand why the narrative of why people keep saying it's hurting Coach Prime.
It doesn't.
It ain't hurting us in no factor.
Dude, that's why he put out that tweet.
That's what I'm about to say. Is that why he put that? Is that why he put that tweet out earlier?
Yes.
About recruiting.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He said I ain't hard to find because now he can get whoever he wants.
Hey, I want to. Hey, Jada, I want to ask you something. Stacey Bay, San Diego kid. No, California kid. Rancho Cucamonga. He decommitted from San Diego State today. He was leaning towards CU. So what's that looking like?
He's a 3-star, right?
3-star athlete.
Yeah, I think he's going to Arizona though.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here's the thing that you got to think about though. If you already transfer once, you're gonna be in that Tyler Brown situation. So you got to think about if you're gonna put yourself in the transfer portal, you better be a graduate. Because if you already did your one-time transfer, it's a wrap for you.
All right, Rob. Let me ask you.
You can only have an 85 scholarships with 120 players, so the rest are walk-ons.
Do you see Quez hitting that transfer portal?
He's a graduate transfer. He
Hey,
got one more year.
I heard
I'm
something
just saying.
crazy this morning, bro. I was listening to the DNVR show. They said Savion Washington got 3 years left to play.
Tavion Wilkerson.
Yeah,
No,
Savion.
Washington.
No, Washington got 3
He has
years,
3.
bro.
He's a junior
Yeah.
on paper, but he's a grad transfer. He graduated early.
They got 3 years of eligibility left, bro.
Okay, so answer me this: do y'all see Quez leaving after this year?
I'm gonna say this. He's a graduate. I don't think he would. He still has one more year eligibility, but anything is possible right now with them changing his rule.
Unless somebody literally calls him and be like, "Hey, we want you."
DK is his best friend. They best friends.
None of that matter no more, bro. Not with this unlimited roster cap.
Man, that thing about crazy. Man.
None of that matters. Because you got to think about it. Quez is a graduate, so he can technically go somewhere else. It wouldn't hurt Quez in that situation because he's a graduate.
They
3
both
years food. Hey, Law Dog, come on, bro.
from Alabama, huh?
Man, talking about 3 years to be food.
Quez is from Florida.
What's from Florida? Where's Florida?
He's from Jacksonville.
Now it does help Quez get healthy and be ready to go next year. But I'm gonna tell you right now, roster spots for next year,
It's gonna be battle.
and so the only people that really the people that's like, so you got the 10 players that was there at Colorado that came, they could transfer out, and then the freshmen could transfer out to open up roster spots, or they could just force them out by just over recruiting their position.
Or don't accept their scholars for the next year because it's year to year.
Yeah, you can
but
that's
Cool
a
game right there, boy.
he ain't gonna do that.
That'd be a cool game right there.
Hey, Johnny, it's possible.
That'd be a cool.
You know who was getting reps in first team today? Your boy, Rob. Caleb.
Who was hurt?
Nothing. He was just getting reps. I think he's the filling guy next. You know how they do like.
Think about it. He is next up.
He is next up.
What's I going to do to Willie Gaines? Willie Gaines is
defense that move him up one spot.
He been next because Adam Hawkins been practicing on defense. I
had an argument with somebody in Davis chat talking, man. This
say, bro, I want to say
something.
I want to say something, dog. Like it seemed like them people don't want to address the elephant in the room. That all the players from last year are the reason we losing.
I wouldn't say the reason.
Listen, Trevor Woods, Tank, Ham.
WTW. Stop using names.
Bro, dog, I watched it, dog. I watched the Oregon game. I'm like, dog, look at this. This is embarrassing. Dog.
You ain't lying.
And listen, check it out. And I listened to all them shows. I was like, bro, they will talk around that. They will talk around, and I noticed it like today. Like I noticed it. I'm like, they will talk around that, dog. For like they will not point out them dudes' flaws for nothing in the world. Anybody else? Oh, that's crazy, bro.
But you know what's crazy? Like today, like Roger Ward did an interview, and he pretty much said he started, and they're like, "Oh, is Shiloh not playing?" I'm like, y'all can't be this dumb, right?
Yeah.
So
they know what's up, man.
They don't catch what's going on. TW going to that bench,
bro.
They know what's up, man.
No, I've been listening to like the last couple of days. I'm like, bro, like they talk about they don't even talk about Ryan Ward. He led the team in tackles. They don't say nothing about him.
No, you know what it is? They don't want TW. They don't want TW to hit that bench.
Man, they be talking
I'll tell you this. They don't talk about Roger Ward leading tackles. They don't talk about Cam getting an interception.
None of that.
DVR is the only one. They're like they love Cam.
You got people that want Adam Hawkins to start over Cormani. Man, that's crazy, bro.
You know what I was looking at though?
That was everything I've seen.
Adam Hawkins.
Go ahead.
I
The
Go
saw,
ahead.
man,
I saw Adam
the
Hopkins
man
tape.
said Adam Hopkins is a better start
Hey, say
over
check it out.
Kamara, bro.
He was a higher rated cornerback than wide receiver.
Yeah,
He was an athlete, bro.
yeah,
No,
but
I'm saying yeah, but
he
he
was a
was a
five
higher
star.
rated cornerback than a wide receiver.
He would have been a 5-star corner if you'd have just say played corner.
You y'all see his game? Oh my, that boy is nasty at wide receiver.
All right, I've been trying to tell y'all if he would have played in that USC game at corner had Comar not did what he did, he was the next person that was coming in.
So hold up, is he not gonna play wide receiver, or he's just gonna switch all the way over to
He's
corner?
only a corner.
Right
Listen
now.
to what I just said. If Cormani didn't do what he did, he was the next person that was about to come in.
Ooh, Rob,
The next corner that goes down, if say like Coop gets hurt next game, God
Rob,
forbid,
you
or
know you
Carboni.
seen this today with Steve Wilfong. Amontre Bradford is about to commit, and I didn't even know him and Cam McKellar cousins. They are a package deal.
Who?
The athlete from Georgia, they are cousins.
I know the skill position's overloaded though.
I'm gonna tell you this.
No, Cam can
Yeah,
play
a lot of
both.
dudes ain't gonna make it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this. There's
And the
gonna be
roof
some.
all
I'm
up.
gonna tell you this right now. There's about to be some players leaving off the CU roster. That's
Oh,
fact.
I been said it.
hey, I realized that today when I said they moved close to the cornerback. Oh yeah, it ain't looking good for a couple of them.
All I'm telling you is, those,
Okay, I'm not gonna say his name. KB. He can't hit
He's
the
having good practices though.
practice, but when it comes game time, he's cheeks.
I don't think he's leaving them.
They
I
just gotta
think
he just
He
gotta
can't.
get his press.
He's an undergrad.
He just gotta get his press. Once he press, he could
No,
that
listen,
he off the line.
he can't leave. He's an undergrad, bro. He can't go nowhere.
You gotta
yeah,
get
but
he
I
can
don't think he
graduate and
is
leave.
anyway.
Huh?
He can graduate and leave.
KB can't leave the next year.
He can if he graduates.
Yes, he can. If he
If he
graduates,
graduate,
He's a red shirt, so pretty much he's a junior in
yeah.
college. So if he graduates this year, he can leave.
but with all them people going over, I don't know.
I don't think
I'm
he should leave.
telling.
Like you can get better. Like, people
I'm
aren't cheats
telling you.
forever.
But they
There's gonna
talking
be
about.
some people. There's
But they
gonna be some
talk.
people that leave. There's gonna be some people that that you don't think is gonna leave. They finna be a part of that thing.
What Coach Prime already said, there's some bad eggs that he's going to get rid of.
It's gonna be some players y'all don't think of. They finna be a
Yeah,
part of
he said
that
they're
thing.
cancers. They're poisoning the rest of the team.
I wonder. I wonder if it's the walk-ons or it's
No, 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 no.
I
Bro,
doubt it, bro.
Zion, I'll explain
Walk
it to
on,
you
you just happy
very
to be on the team, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
listen, I can explain it to you. Is there what it ain't the walk-ons. If they walked on, guess what? It's easy to get rid of them. They ain't on scholarship.
You just say, get out of here.
You can literally say, "Hey man, turn your pads in, go put it there in the equipment room. It's been real. Shake my
Yeah.
hand." That's just that
Hey, you
easy.
know who's been balling too? Cole.
Hey, number 84.
box.
I like Cole.
Yeah, number 84. Yeah,
You don't
he
see
got
that field, though. That's the thing,
He knows it though, but he's gonna give you the best reps he got.
bro. I want
Eventually,
to see Jacob Page, bro. He has the speed and the height.
I think
I
he's
don't know.
redshirting.
I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be back on the roster next year. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Bro, have y'all seen him run?
I don't care what he's done,
Yeah,
bro.
but is he going to film and practice?
I'm
you gonna have Aaron Butler and Nick Marsh. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him.
I'm telling you right now, the rule changes. Do you not realize the rule changes that the NCAA approved today?
Yeah, it's
Man,
about to be good.
no,
Hey,
it's already enough people calling us right now that want to get to Boulder, and we turning people down. I'm telling you right now, when people start hitting that portal,
Recruiting might stop.
Hey, what Lawrence told me, Megatron Mama is locked in. So once Megatron put pen to signature to paper, it's over with.
we'll probably end up getting 5 to 6 new wide receivers.
I heard that Cam Coleman dude, he's is looking yeah. I don't know about
we
winning.
gonna miss on a few of them, bro. We ain't gonna get all of
No,
them.
you're not gonna get everybody, bro.
No, what I'm saying, we gonna get 5 to 6 new wide receivers, whether that be from high school and the transfer portal. So
I would get high school,
we
bro.
I
got
can
five.
see. I can only see one or two coming out of the portal.
You said
They're
one or two
too.
for
They're
what?
they're too loaded. They know they're loaded.
They are too loaded, bro. I know. No, hey J Dot, Megatron is coming, bro. I
Yeah.
could.
So now you got AB, Megatron, and then possibly Cam.
And what I'm telling you is we're gonna get 5 to 6. So we're gonna add two
And then you
more.
already have Hopkins, Jimmy, Chick.
Jimmy's gonna be gone.
You think he's gonna
Jimmy's
leave?
Bro, Jimmy gone, bro.
Jimmy gone, Weaver gone, Javon Antonio gone.
So
Oh well, then
just
Ellis is gone.
so
Ellis
think
gone.
about it. So think about it like this, right? The 3 receivers we gonna lose, right? From Javon Antonio, Weaver, Horn.
Zakari. You're right. We got Zakari too.
Yeah, we gonna replace them with the freshmen, and then we're gonna probably add 2 transfer portal wide receivers.
Yeah,
So
you
that's what
need
I'm saying.
vets.
The people that's at the bottom of like mid to the bottom, some of them are gonna be gone out of there.
So like Shernette Estes and all them, you think they? But they've walk-ons
Yeah.
though. You know?
Don't look at Walker. I'm talking about people that's on Scotty.
I'm saying everyone from. So who's the last Scally wide receiver that plays?
Ain't nobody played.
Pretty much
Amarion.
Estes, Willie Gaines, Estes is like.
So
I
Willie
mean, I said
Gaines up.
But I don't
Jalen
think Willie.
Ellis.
I don't think Willie could transfer though, bro, because he's a unless he graduates.
Yeah, no, Willie and up would be the only ones we keep.
You
So
think that
when you look at it, right, you got you got Chick, right?
Chick's gonna be here.
Chick not going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, Chick's not going.
We're not saying he is, but we're just looking at the depth chart. When you look at the depth chart, right? So Javon, Weaver, Horn, they out of there. All right. So
What about Ellis?
behind them, you got Chick, you got Miller, right?
Yeah.
Then you have
Willie's after that, right?
Willie, then Estes. And the only reason why I took Hopkins out of there because I put him on as a corner right now.
Wait, Estes on scholarship?
Hell no.
No, he's a preferred walk-on.
Yeah, PW.
Yeah.
Bro, they got a lot of PWOs at wide receiver, bro.
But
They need more. They need more linebackers.
But I also
go get that.
Coach Prime held a couple extra scholarships too.
They got that linebacker from Buford coming in.
All right, we got almost 10 scholarships available right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying he held a couple extra just for this reason.
Say that. There's a D tackle coming in. There's a D tackle coming in from Florida too.
And from University of Florida, or
From Florida.
is he a freshman or he's already in school?
He's in the 24 class.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's done.
I don't know. We don't know what's happening with one of our O linemen, right? Our D linemen.
Hey, don't be surprised you see Seaton too.
He's gonna come back on OV. The thing about it is, like, our big time targets that we really trying to like flip. You're not gonna see them until closer to December when it gets closer to signing day. But they still talking to him.
I don't know about Wingo though. I think Wingo comes, but Texas
we won't. If you want me to be honest, to be honest with you, we really don't need Wingo. We got everything that we need.
You got Megatron. You got Megatron, bro. Once you get Megatron, you're good at the outside.
Well, this is how I look at it, right? You got Nick, right, on one side. You'll have Miller on the other side. You're gonna have Boo Carter. I mean, I said not Boo Carter, but AB in the slot, possibly Boo Carter, but you're gonna have AB in the slot for sure, right? And then the other slot it's gonna be a battle with Chick and Caleb Mathis, Asim. So
Lewis.
I don't. It's gonna be hard. Well, I'm not counting him out, but I think it'll be hard for him.
You got speed. That's Rob.
What I would say to you about Carl Lewis, he could flip.
Yeah. Now that he's seen all these receivers coming in.
You you gotta think about it. Yes, he's from Florida. We want him, but the ultimate purpose of why he got the offer was to get somebody else. So if that other person don't come,
But then
then
what about Gator then?
huh?
What about Gator in 25?
That's too far out. Like we gonna have plenty of roster room in 25, plenty of roster room, and that's why I kept telling everybody like we're loading up for the class of 25
That's why
because
we don't got that many corners that we're going after because they knew they were flipping Hopkins.
yeah we don't we got two-way players on the roster. So what we're doing, y'all starting to see it come out now. Y'all
Oh,
didn't
but
see it early, but y'all starting to see it come out now.
I still feel like they should bring Kona back in though.
What up, Coach Dre?
I think they're gonna bring one or two.
what's up, fellas?
Not much. How you feel about the NCAA changing the rules today?
Well, what y'all thought was gonna happen? I mean, that's what I expected. I didn't expect nothing no different. Um, you got to find a way to slow this thing down. You got to find a way to speed up the process. Also, the kids determining when if they're gonna transfer, where they gonna go. All this prolonging, jumping in and out the portal and stuff like that. So I figured it was gonna be some rule changes because they, again, y'all, you got to understand. We got to stop the blackmail. Got to stop it. We got to find a way.
But
And
I feel like it helped him more than it hurt him.
it did, but they thinking that it's
They think,
going
yeah,
to.
they think it hurt him, but it now that he got unlimited grad transfers, he can go grab a whole offensive line, a
That's
whole
true.
experienced offensive line.
But this
So
what y'all got to understand about offensive line also is it's not just about the experience. You have to gel as an offensive line. Just getting a whole bunch of guys that they have played and have experience doesn't mean that we're gonna automatically be a dominant offensive line.
Yeah, but I
You
mean, you
have
can
to
grab two
gel.
guys from here, two guys from here. You
Well,
know,
you
like
got to understand. Van Wells will be back. We'll get Tyler Brown back next year. Savion probably will be back. I don't know
Connor,
what be
Coach J, Connor.
nah,
right. I don't know about that.
yeah.
I don't know,
Only
but
three
I
of the
don't know how many
starters.
years BB got left.
He out of
I
there.
hope he out of there. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, who was the other kid that came from Kent State?
Jack Bailey, he'll be done too.
Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna have to go find some experienced offensive linemen. But
So what we gonna get out the portal? We looking for a starting left tackle and a starting right guard. The center, Van Wells, and we got his replacement from out the high school ranks. So we kind of set at center. Left guard, you got Tyler Brown. We're gonna be looking for some depth behind Tyler Brown. Right tackle, Savion Washington can come back, but we have to get some depth behind him. But left tackle and right guard are the two positions that they're gonna attack hard in the for sure in the portal.
No, Rob, you don't see Connor getting in that rotation?
They gonna find somebody better. He's
So you,
depth. We need him. I'm not saying we don't need him, but the way I look at it, because it's now that it's unlimited on your roster, like you don't have a cap on anything. You just gotta be able to fulfill your 85 spots. They're
they
gonna
gonna
if
get
they're
the
I'm
gonna
if I'm them, I'm just bringing in as many dogs on the line you can and just let
yep,
them weed themselves out.
facts.
they
Just
also got another kid that's there from Jackson that couldn't play right now. So
Yes.
and they
Mari
also
Ward.
have yeah,
I
so
forgot about
they got another kid from Jackson there. Um,
That's Amari Ward. He's a Florida kid.
yeah, oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But um, we should be set. We're gonna have to go in the portal hard, but with with the addition that I think we're gonna get coaching wise, I think we're gonna get a lot of linemen, defense and offensively, um, that want to come to Colorado and play football.
Didn't
Again,
he Coach
if
Dre?
you if huh,
I said I said they gonna need some run stoppers, some big boys.
We got that. It's coming.
it's coming, man. You got to remember, he know certain people ain't hanging around just to hang around, guys. Like it's just common sense. It's just common sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? They not finna show. If y'all think well off and reach the people showing y'all everything, come on, let's be for real. Um, but down here in Florida, the vibes is like I told you about the kid from Newberry. Like I say, his one of his coaches is we real close, and we know like what the talk is and what's coming down the pipe. Uh, so it should be a good look for Colorado. Uh, he told you the truth. You better catch us now. You better catch us this year.
Sammy ain't coming back. Sorry to break your heart, but he ain't coming back.
Who?
The D tackle that left Colorado, went to Michigan
For
State.
what? What we want him for?
Yeah, he ain't coming back. I'm,
Listen,
I'm
listen. Listen. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. Now I ain't gonna sit here and cap. Now he was the one kid off of that defensive line from Colorado last year that I was okay with if he stayed.
Yep.
I was, but when he bumped, I was done with him. But he was one kid that I watched last year. I was very impressed with his tenacity, the way he played. I felt like he just didn't get coached up. If you go back and look at that 1-11 Colorado team, yes, they were bad, but they also had terrible coaches.
Yeah.
And I don't like to talk about coaches like that, but they had terrible coaches. And so that's how I knew when people were talking about TCU at the beginning of the year, I was like they were not good. Colorado could have beat them that year
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season. And the guy we've been talking about a lot, he's some of the reason they lost. And it wasn't because he was in bad position, it's just effort playing, man. It's just effort playing. You can't teach, one thing you can't teach is heart. You can't teach them.
Like at least make it look like you going all out on tape. You know, get to the ball at least.
11 million to the football. That's our motto. 11. Hey, listen, boy, I'm talking about this cutthroat for me and our defensive coaches. Boy, listen, it's 11 million to the football. Let us see you laugh. Come on over here and sit down with us. We'll put anybody out there. If you ain't gonna give me that kind of stuff. But like I said, I like that kid. I think he's a better in a base 4-3 defense as a strong safety.
Yeah,
Where he can come down in the box, he's guarding more tight ends, running back types. When you go to that 4-2-5 or that nickel type defense, I think you're putting that kid at a disadvantage. But again, I keep telling y'all, I guarantee you, Monday through Friday, he does everything right. He's at every meeting on time. He knows the answers. I guarantee you, he knows the defense like the back of his head. All of that stuff. And everybody else is straight going off of athletic ability.
I know it seemed like a lot of them corners are stepping up. Like I don't know if something happened, but it feels like that whole freshman class is like on board and on point now.
Well, that's because they finally seeing it. Hey, if we go do our thing, we got the opportunity, and that's all they've
You
been
notice
waiting for.
that
The
though
opportunity.
from just watching their videos now? It's like I don't know how to like after that game. It feels like the whole dark cloud that felt like that was over the team is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like we talked about the other night. I don't think it was so much of this. Okay, they were maybe not doing everything they needed to do, but also Coach Prime trying to give those older kids, those kids that were on their way out, the opportunity. I'm going to give you the opportunity to to get film, to do what you need to do, but that can only go for so long if we get beat.
Yeah.
And so what happened was we went out there and got our heads beat in by Oregon, and now we get out here and you see it and UCS, USC doing the same thing. Well, hell, I can't keep doing this with y'all no more. I got to go out here and see what these young boys can do. And he put them out there, and to their credit, they went out there and played like they should. Now, like Rob said, everybody is behind them, but like, oh, if we do what we supposed to do, coach gonna let us do our thing. We just got to do our part. Dion said every now and then, I'm gonna give you something, but I want something back. So they know what they got to give now, so they can get what they want. And that's part of the game, man. And I mean, it's not a game because Coach Prime believes in what he's doing. He's not gonna change, and the people think that. I hear old school on here saying, "Oh, he's not gonna change," and you're not supposed to change as a coach. If you could get Coach Nick on here, get some of my kids on here, now they'll tell you Coach Ray the same coach he always been. No nonsense. I show out where you show out. So how you want to play this?
Standard is
How
the
you
standard.
want to do this? Because that's what's wrong with parents. Just like parents are scared of kids these days. I ain't scared of none of my kids.
They'd rather be best friends than be a parent.
Right, right. I ain't listen. You got friends. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm your dad. I'm your coach. I'm not trying to uphold no wrong. Parents, like, okay, it could be an adult and the child could be wrong. The adult, you'll overlook the child wrong because the adult was wrong. No, I'm gonna check this child first, and then I'm gonna deal with the adult. But you got to put that child in its place. And when I was coming up, it took a village to raise a child. Like, I'll
Yeah.
be the first one to tell you it was just my mama and my dad. I had great coaches. I had some uncles that were amazing. The other people in my community, like my mom used to take me to school and be like, "Hey, if you catch him doing something," and it wasn't no just, "Hey, just chastise him. Hey, you can tear his butt up, huh? Tear my butt up. What you talking about?" So now I'm looking over my shoulder, and this is what I tell my kids: when people start looking at you and just letting you go do dumb stuff and not stopping you, that means people stop caring about you. As long as I'm talking to you, that means I care about you enough. I care about you. And when I stop talking to you, you know, it ain't no care no more because you're not taking me into consideration of what's going on. And that's big. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I preach. That's why every time when I sign off sometime on life and football, I let people know, be a blessing to somebody. You don't know what nobody going through. You don't know
Hmm.
what they just hey, how you doing? I love you. I hope you get better. I'm praying for you. Just say you don't know what you'll do for somebody today. So go out your way to try to bless somebody. Stop, like Coach Prime says, stop thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, what you're going through, somebody might be going through something better. Like I say, I ain't speaking on it, but when I didn't see my dog up here on the screen, I knew something was wrong. Dog ain't have to say nothing. Shit, let me hit my boy up just like I on his show. And he's showing them the support. I'm showing him the support behind the doors. But like I told you, I'm an OG. I walk. I carry a big stick, but I can walk in silence. I ain't gotta talk out front. So, but that's what it's going to take, man. As a world, that's how we got to change in our community. We got to back each other up. We so busy trying to tear each other down. We don't want this man and that man to succeed. We got to learn how to put stuff behind us. And once we can start doing that, we can succeed as a people. We really can succeed as a people.
Appreciate that, coach.
That's so true, though.
That's facts.
Oh man, talk to us. Oh man, you there? Old man 33. All right, well. Sean, what's happening? Talk to us.
Hey, what's going on, man? Good to holler
Nothing
at you
much.
again.
We
Yeah, I
just
was
in
just I was just browsing through and I seen you was on live again, so I figured I'd jump on.
yeah,
What
we
y'all
just
talk what y'all talking about today, right now?
we was talking about the rules that they changed from NCAA with transfer portal and how it benefits Colorado. Do you know the changes?
No, I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Okay. So basically the NCAA changed it from 60 days to 45 days for the transfer portal. You have unlimited roster spots, so now it don't matter how many income freshmen, how many undergraduates, how many graduate players you take, as long as you stay under your 85, max at that part. So
Yeah, I think Coach Prime got a formula regardless of how they try to flip it, man, to be honest with you. It ain't gonna slow a brother down. You know what I'm saying? We already know, the system ain't ain't set up for us to succeed anyway. So, little things like this is, you can already tell that's what it is, right? So, with that being said, I really don't think it's a problem. I think, he vision board wise, Coach Prime has it written down. He already knows what he wants, when it comes to transfers, freshmen and stuff like that. So I really wouldn't dig too much into it, with that. But I did see that they tried to throw some money at him in the NFL to try to get him up out this college thing, though.
That
Which is
ain't finna
kind of
happen.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, I
Any
wouldn't. I mean, the transfer thing, I don't, I ain't really too worried about it. I think he's already like 10 steps ahead of the game.
Yeah, I always say this: any NFL team trying to get Coach Prime to go to the NFL next year is out of their mind. He ain't finna leave his kids behind. I can tell you that one for a fact.
Yeah, but that was the same thing they were saying about the HBCU when he came up in there, and you know, the Power Fives came running right with that money. So
I mean,
anytime, go ahead.
his goal was to get the Power Five all along. But like,
Absolutely, yeah, nah, really, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, before everything happened, that's where he was at. So, they threw, because he was already at the HBCU, so he had everybody thinking, he was there for the long haul, which he already um, uh, he was already like fulfilled his contract because I think he had like 3 years at Jackson or something like that. So he had already fulfilled that. But yeah, again, I just think anytime when a brother's being successful, it don't matter anything, and they want you to come up out of it. I think they try to wear you in by throwing that money at you. And I think that's what the NFL is trying to do. They trying to throw that money at him and get him up out of college because he making them college coaches look bad.
Facts.
So
but the thing that's just blowing my mind is like people are like, they need to give him 250 million. I'm like, all right, he's a great coach, but pump your brakes. Like Nick Saban's what 7 national championships, and you don't even make that much.
Yeah, that's craziness.
yeah,
That's
but you
like
gotta look at
crazy.
yeah, but Nick Saban ain't prime, and his network ain't like that neither. Like when you look at like the NF from the NFL, I don't really know Saban like who he's connected with, but shoot, man, like when Coach Prime and them had that game, I think it was Colorado State that night. Man, you know how it was commercials back to back to back to back to back of Coach Prime, him and his family, Aflac, KFC. It was like the Super Bowl of Coach Prime. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but that's all it was. Like, so from talking on that side of it, I think him being a cash cow like that, man, is just it's through the roof, man. And them big organizations know that.
People not talking about that billionaire that's in his corner though.
To be honest though, if he was in the NFL, I would watch and cheer for him, but I wouldn't care as much.
It wouldn't be genuine
That's
though.
true.
It wouldn't be
It,
genuine.
Yeah.
it
I'm,
wouldn't be genuine because those owners would not have him be himself.
He'd be himself, but it's like
They want control.
I can't listen to you lecture these grown men that are making just as
Yeah,
much as you that really don't care. Like that's why he's not gonna coach NFL, I think.
but you don't see the narrative that they're pushing now. Oh, well, when his daughter graduates, he's gonna leave for NFL team. Like really?
Yeah,
nah, see,
And right
I
and
don't see him leaving CU until Shalimar graduates, but I don't even think then.
yeah.
Like his whole family is in Boulder.
Especially if he goes and wins a national championship, that's a done deal. He ain't.
I don't got him leaving that period. Where he gonna go to that he's gonna be comfortable?
He doesn't. But here's the thing: I've always been saying, why does he have to leave?
They want him to leave for a reason, bro.
Yeah,
Because
there's
He
no
has.
reason for him to.
it's something
There's
that
no reason. He has anything that he wants, everything that he wants to the
he,
T. He
he
can
could get
have it
it.
in Colorado.
That's what I'm saying, Rob. The higher ups want him to leave because they see something that's coming. They see the
yep.
storm coming, and they can't stop it when it comes.
He's gonna be in the Big 12.
Hmm.
Bro, when he gets his roster how he wants it, man,
That was the
But you
only.
are,
That was going to be the only thing. Was
but you,
that was the only thing that could have got him to leave Colorado was if they had stayed in the Pac-12 and how the Pac-12 was going to keep getting looked over for the Natty. But now with him not being in the Pac-12 and him going to like you say, where else can you go? Like Florida State, your chances are ruined because you didn't hire him in the first place. It's not
well,
only thing is would he want to come home and coach a Florida team, but with you getting all your Florida boys to Colorado, I just don't see it. And he told you like Prime has total control in Colorado. When you coach an NFL team, the head coach is not the absolute power. You can like let's just say because this is what people say. Oh, he gonna go coach the Dallas Cowboys. Well, everybody know Jerry Jones really want to be the head coach. He want to be this, or that, and everything else. So you don't get to pick your roster. You don't get to do all that stuff. You don't get to pick your players. So and like he say, it's grown men, and he don't want to like he feel like his calling is to help the youth and to help young men become grown men, not to help grown men that sometimes don't want to listen. Like he said, I can go into the locker room with 40 people, 40 men, and come back out with 24 because I'm just not finna deal with it. And so you looking for something that people really don't want. I don't see the NFL, and
He just said
I
it.
don't. The
He said
only
it.
other school, and then the only other school is maybe a school in Texas, maybe, and that's just a big maybe. I don't think so, but it's just a maybe that you know I would have been kind of worried if Texas, the University of Texas, would have been bad. I might have been a little worried, but I don't think
Yeah,
Texas
Sarkisian ain't going
A&M or
nowhere.
nobody like
nah,
that.
he ain't going. He ain't. The thing is, he already said that the Alabamas, the Florida, like he didn't want to go to them schools. He wanted to go to a university where the help was needed, and that was Colorado. That was the best fit for him because it was something that basically he wanted to get out the mud, build something out the mud. That's what he wanted to do, and that's why he took that job. Um, so now when you look at it now, you know the money's being thrown at him because he's doing something that ain't never
Hey,
been done
listen, but
before.
let's be frank, and let's just be honest. If Auburn lets him be prime, he's at the University of Auburn right now.
Yep.
Like I'm
But
just being honest with y'all. But
Coach Jerry,
I always knew that wasn't gonna never happen because again, it's down south, it's the Bible Belt. It's just like being in Mississippi. That's like as much as people want to make it seem like it was him. Like I said, Jackson State was great. Like I said, I love Jackson State. I think they're a great program. But the biggest thing was he had become the biggest man in the state of Mississippi. And again, fellas, let's keep this still the United States. That's still Mississippi.
No,
And for
that's
a
not
black
true,
man,
man. No, that's not true, bro. He went to Jackson because it was the best chance for Shedeur to play. They had a talk. They had a
it's the
talk
best chance for
because
who to play.
Shedeur was going to FAU, bro.
nah, he
Come
was,
on,
but that was
bro.
the thing. Like he wanted to play.
He was
Shedeur was
going to
going
play.
to SEC.
He didn't go to FAU because he wanted to play. That was
No,
that was why he went to Jackson.
no. Shedeur. Only reason Shedeur went to Jacksonville was because of Young Dolph, bro.
Because of who?
You heard what I said.
Because of who? I didn't hear you broke up.
I said he went to Jackson State because of Young Dolph, the rapper that died. Look it up. That's the only
No,
reason
I'm
why he
saying
went
like
there.
I'm just going off of I'm going off of the interviews that he's been talking about.
Shedeur said he wasn't gonna go because his dad, when his dad got the job, he was walking around the house for like a week. He was
Exactly.
like, "You gonna talk to me?" But Shedeur would have could have went where he wanted. FAU was gonna give him a chance to start.
Listen to guys. Y'all listen to what I'm saying. This man had Georgia, Alabama, whoever else you want to name. And what I'm
Florida,
telling you right now,
Arkansas.
if you trying to tell me that Shedeur Sanders is not playing at the University of Alabama right now,
Oh, he's
Dude,
starting.
do you know
He
how?
is 100%.
you know how much you know how much politics it is at the quarterback position. I ain't taking nothing away from Shedeur. We know Shedeur can ball, but that was the whole thing for the Power Five when he was at Jackson. He was leading the nation in all in all categories at HBCU, and they still
No
wasn't
doubt.
respecting him.
No
So
doubt, but
let's
that's because the HBCU wasn't respected. But what I'm telling you is, tell me a college team besides right now Washington, the schools in the Pac-12, any other school in the nation that don't want Shedeur Sanders to play quarterback, that he wouldn't be starting at right now.
I can guarantee you he wasn't at the top of their board when he was coming coming out of high school.
Bro,
He was a four-star.
bro,
He
and
was
I'm
he
gonna tell you,
wasn't.
you lying.
Well, no. What
I'm
I'm
telling
telling
you,
you
you
is
lying, bro. I was inside, bro. I'm telling you.
Listen, ready to play. He wanted to play. It's a difference between getting recruited and playing. Do you know? Do you know that
Hey,
the Peyton
hey, hold
Manning?
on,
Do
hold
you
on.
know?
Give me
Yeah.
1 second. I'm gonna let everybody finish their point. Hey, can somebody lower their TV or their background so everybody can hear, so the audience can hear what you're saying? And then y'all can go back talking. I just need everybody to lower their background. That's all.
Yeah, what I was saying was, do you know that Texas Peyton Manning's nephew ain't even starting because of what I'm saying, he was highly recruited and everything. Just because you
But
highly
he's not
recruited
good.
don't guarantee. But what I'm saying is, just because you're highly recruited, right, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to start. Like that was the whole thing. He wanted to come in and play.
Yeah,
So
and
when
he would have did that at Bama. Bama said he would have to wait till
he
Young left.
it, that's when the Trey Young just left.
Yeah, he would have been.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah, but
saying. So,
that was he would have been the quarterback now. They probably would be national championship contenders.
but how many years would he have had to play?
That'd have
Like
been
it's a
three
lot of
years. That'd have
things.
been 3 years.
He'd been a sophomore right now.
What in so what? Ain't he a junior now?
He'd have been a redshirt sophomore.
No, I'm saying what is he
Yeah,
now?
he was redshirted. Yeah, he was
He's a junior,
He was a junior. Okay, well,
so he would have waited
all
two
I know,
years.
well, again, all I know is from what we know, he went to Jackson because he wanted to play. And now when you look at it, it's like it's no debate. The stuff that he was doing when he was dominant at the HBCU level, by him even moving up to Colorado, like he ain't even played a snap. They was already saying Heisman. They was saying that at TCU. All you
Hey,
had to do was play. All you had to do was play, and he did. When he threw them 4 or 5 touchdowns, that's all we heard for the first 3 weeks. Heisman, 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 and we still hearing it. And
hey,
he
Sean.
is to me.
Hey, Sean.
What's up?
When you could get off of here, type in, and I'm not being funny. I'm being real. Type in Bucky and Young Dolph, and you see the interview where he said Young Dolph told him because he was gonna go play for FAU. He said go play with your dad. So that's the reason why he went to go play at JSU.
Prime wasn't gonna make him play. He told us he's like I wasn't gonna make Shedeur come. He sat down and talked to me and he said there's gonna be. He said I'm gonna go play for you, but you gotta buy me a car.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what he was. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Young Dolph had some little sprinkle into it. But at the end of the day,
There's the whole
at the
interview
end of the
out where he
day,
said that.
at the end of the day, they dominated at Jackson. That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah, they did most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? All I'm saying is now, as far as like I just think it's funny that the NFL's come calling and they making them a lifetime contract, all this stuff, because I think that the coaches that are now that who were there, who had to climb the ladder and finally got a head coaching job, like Dan Lanning and all them folks, are intimidated and they don't
That
and they don't
you
like
heard
and
it.
they don't like how you know things are transpiring through this season with Coach Prime. Like we're 3-2, bro. Like with a trend with a clean sweep of a roster with new people from a transfer portal with some freshmen. Like that's unheard of.
Were there?
And
That
and, and,
Not
and we have a
really.
and we have a possibility and we have with the Heisman quarterback and we have a possibility of going to a bowl game.
a
I
So
mean
damn
that's not really that big of a difference from USC last year.
Yeah, but
Huh?
Dan Lanning, like we said, you can say Dan Lanning, but he inherited a
No,
killing team.
no, but I mean, I get USC, but what I'm saying is USC and Colorado. I mean, if you go to USC, you pretty much got a foundation, bro. Like we talking about Colorado, they was 1-11.
Wasn't USC
Facts,
four and
facts.
four and eight?
But
It was
what
with
he's saying
dog.
is,
Yeah,
USC has a more of a current lineage of being good than Colorado had. Like
yeah, I can
who
say
really
that.
knew about who knew Colorado was good. Colorado ain't been good since been
In the
national good
'90s.
since the '90s, right? But
Yeah.
USC was good in the 2000s and stuff like that. So he's right.
Hey,
It
Rob.
was a better.
Colorado was the worst FBS program last year, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Lincoln
They've
they
been
Riley
that
ain't
for
did.
they
Lincoln
years.
ain't
Riley didn't inherit the worst FBS program.
Correct. You're right on that. But I mean, like the flip is still like the same thing Lincoln
Like this
Riley
was
did.
this was really like a dead school. Like they were using this school like the G League.
It was a punching bag. See, it
If
was
you
a
think
punching
about
bag.
it, if Prime would have got this job out the gate, just think about the talent he would have had. You'd had Brendan Rice,
Oh,
you'd had Christian Gonzalez.
yes.
Like he would have
yeah, I
had
mean,
first round talent.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I mean,
give Prime USC and switch Lincoln Riley and Coach Prime, and then you see the difference.
Yeah, I watched that thing he was talking about with the Nuggets. I think Coach Prime was offered Oregon because he said the first Power Five job he interviewed for. They said, "When can you start?" And he's like, "Wait," and he turned it down.
I don't think he's gonna go to. I don't know
No,
what
no, I'm saying that could have been Oregon last year because he said he started interviewing the year before.
but
Hey, I want
you got.
a conversation regarding the new NCAA rules. Is that okay?
We talked about that already, oh man. But
No, hey Zion, let him get it. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Yeah, because my computer shut down, so I had to recharge it. Um, my thoughts are this is just the NCAA just has no clue of what they're doing. They're like trying to patch things up. This whole situation is bad for incoming freshmen. Um, my thing is the NCAA and the universities, actually the parents need to form some kind of union for these athletes so they can enforce these athletes to be treated as employees throughout the United States because it's ridiculous right now. They're semi-pro. They're going to be able. The coaches are going to be able to get rid of players year to year without any like remorse or anything like that. So it's and the freshmen are. It's a critical point from a freshman coming from high school to college, where if they're not taken care of, they're just going to be thrown out on the street. My thinking is they need to keep the 6 year, the gray shirt year, and add 15 more scholarships to each university, but reserved for developmental scholarships for freshmen only. Something like that has to be done, or it's just going to freshmen are just going to be kicked to the floor. They're going to have to go JUCO, or you know what I'm saying. I got a lot more points, but I want to get your guys' take on it.
Well, listen. As far as you saying kids being tossed to the side, that's been going on. Like when you sign your letter of intent, that's for 1 year. Every year you have to sign your letter of intent. I mean, you have to sign your scholarship back up, so
Yeah,
they can easily take your scholarship. So that's nothing new, right?
I know that.
That's nothing new.
Let me speak on that. I played college sports. I know it's nothing new, but I don't know what's going on now within the last 10 years, but when I was recruited, they they're sold 4 year and 5 year scholarships, and then after that first year, every freshman comes to realize that it's year to year. But most parents don't know that's the case. They probably do now just because of all the publicity, but I understand that year to year thing, but that's part of the problem because they're student athletes. So if they're student athletes, if you're selling education, but you can get rid of somebody after a year for any reason, before they used to justify it by saying that their disciplinary actions are bad in school, but that's not the case. Head coach
But
check the pro, something's wrong.
hey, old man, with the NIL, that changed. That's what got the NCAA to start doing what they're doing. Like, all right, y'all want to get paid? We're gonna treat y'all like the pros.
But
Right. I mean,
the
go
NIL
ahead.
is universities paying the students. The students the student athletes are actually student workers for the universities. The NCAA is just a shield for the universities. Universities can do whatever they want.
So once the students start getting paid, they start treating them like employees.
They're already being treated like employees. They're being signing individual contracts. Forget the term scholarship. It's getting individual contracts and being basically fired after a year. So like they're being treated as employees.
Yeah.
So it needs to be it
I
has to
think
be reclassified. They're no longer.
it's no different than it
It's
was
part of the
before. They're just letting you know now.
it's part
It's
of the
always
game
been the
now,
same.
bro.
It's
It's
always been
part of
like
the
this.
game.
The only difference is now you get money.
You get paid
Before
for it.
you were broke and getting kicked
They're
out.
treating
Now
them like
you,
yo, they're treating it like the pros, bro.
yeah,
Hey, one at a time, cause y'all both like over talking yourself so they can hear the
My bad, my
points.
bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
go
Like
ahead, J
so,
Dot.
literally, like this has been the same thing for since I was in college. You just
Okay,
now
but the same
you're not broke.
nature. So you guys aren't in favor of protecting these employees, these student athletes. You're
I
not in
mean,
favor of
you don't lose your you still have a academic you still get kept on scholarship. You just don't play on the team anymore.
that. That's true and untrue. You get kept on scholarship for one additional year. After that, you're left by yourself. So it's a lot of misleading stuff in there, like, oh, like if the new coach comes in, you still get to keep your scholarship. It's only for that 1 year. After that, so say you're a sophomore, you'll get it for that sophomore year, but your junior, senior, you still got to figure out a way how to graduate, get your school paid for.
I mean, if you're an athlete, you just enter the portal and go down a division.
Or go
Exactly.
JUCO.
You just go down a division. If you're a D1 athlete in a Power Five school, you're gonna get anyone's gonna pick you up, and if you enter the portal, every single one of those kids that Prime put in the portal got picked up. Maybe like one or two that didn't, but I think they were walk-ons.
I mean, I understand your I understand where you're coming from, bro. That you feel like they shouldn't be tossed aside. I get where you're coming from, but college football is big business. It's big business, and we talking about millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. We talking about people's jobs. We talking about people's livelihoods, and so now they're the biggest thing was they wasn't at first they wasn't getting paid. Well, they was getting paid under the table, but now, like all I can tell you is about how much money the University of Florida made off of Tim Tebow. I mean, they made hundreds of millions of dollars off of Tebow. You understand me? Tebow didn't receive a dime. So now we're saying that Prime is making all this money, but look at what Shedeur is making. Look at what Travis is making. Look at what Jimmy making. I don't and how they're sharing the wealth. I understand what you're saying as student athletes. We need to find a way to make sure these kids, but this what you know. Just like anything in life, you know what you're signing up for. Most kids nowadays and most parents nowadays understand they know exactly what they signing up for. So you know what comes with this. So now when you getting your child ready to go to school and he on scholarship, hey son, you gotta go down here and do what you need to do. Make sure you're doing this, that, and that because you know that they're coming in to try to find Prime tell you, hey, my job is to find somebody to replace you.
Okay,
Is
so Coach Dre, my question is, I do not know this for sure. The Neil, does that go to all 85 or just the top?
Say that again.
Does the
Yeah.
name, image, and likeness money, does that go to all 85 scholarship players or just
That
a few
that
here
go
and
to any kid that go to any kid that's on the football team can get an NIL deal. Any kid that's on that roster, not
there?
just the scholarship players.
All, all do. All
Colorado
do.
got a walk on with an NIL deal.
Yeah, Mikey got an
Charlie?
NIL deal right now.
Charlie got an ideal deal.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So it's for any kid that's on the roster.
You said any, I know any are eligible, but do all receive the NIL deal?
What you
Yes.
mean? I don't. Yes, I don't understand what you're saying.
So
Any kid is eligible to receive an NIL deal.
Yeah, everyone's ever going to make money off of the likeness. But I'm saying, does everyone receive money?
If you ain't got no NIL deal, no.
So that's what I'm saying. So they're still on scholarship. They don't have an NIL deal, but they're still a student worker. They're still doing the same work. This is what I'm talking about for all 85 players, not just the best of the best.
Listen,
Everybody has one.
everybody ain't doing the same
Everybody
work
not
though.
equal on the team, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody ain't
so
doing the same work
what would
now.
you pay Shedeur and what would you pay the last person on the roster? What would you
Well,
pay him?
Coach Prime said everybody don't get an NIL deal.
Everybody's not equal. It's like in the NFL. You got Tom Brady getting paid 100 million, then you got the holder maybe getting 80,000 a year.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's what I'm saying. They're not equal, but they all get paid. So if they don't all get paid somehow, some way, then they're being taken advantage of. A scholarship is a contract, just like the NFL.
Hold on. How you getting taken care of? How you getting taken advantage of when you paying for school? When they paying for schooling, when they paying for food, you getting all this free gear, you getting all this other stuff. Now they're not getting paid, but I don't think. But if you on scholarship and you ain't got no NIL deal, you still get some kind of stipend. Don't get me wrong, you still get the stipend now. If you on scholarship, now the walk-ons and they might not get that stipend, but if you get, but even if you got a loan, you still get that stipend. What a lot of people don't know is them boys with them big NIL deals, they take care of everybody, so everybody eats. So
Yeah,
I
but
will tell you that if you thinking if
that's
everybody
depending,
eating, everybody in
the,
Colorado eating, you can believe that.
that's depending on the goodness of the player. That's not something that's legal and it's in print. What I'm trying to say is that I've been on athletic scholarship for football and track separately and together. Right? Everybody knows who's playing college football, Division 1. The requirements and just of being on that type of scholarship compared to any other is completely different, and I know firsthand. So justifying that you're getting your school paid for and this and that, all scholarship athletes get that. Like that's nothing. The extra stuff that's required of a football Division 1 athlete is way above what a scholarship is. So what I'm saying is those guys need to be treated as student workers. They are no longer student athletes, and they need to be paid by the universities, whatever the base rate is for a student athlete football player.
Wait.
And
Do you know what the
Can I
stipends are
chime in
now?
real
Hold
quick?
on. One second.
I disagree.
Do you know what the
That's
stipends are?
crazy.
Wait, when's the
Hey
last time you
fellas,
played? It's like
let's let her
Wilmington,
talk.
football.
if
Let's
you
let her
got it,
talk. Let's
Wilmington
let her
got it.
talk. Let her talk.
Okay, so hey y'all. The point we're missing, I think, is with NIL, what a lot of parents don't realize is now you have to prepare your sons for business going into college athletics. They come from high school football. We're talking about football being the star athlete looking at making NIL money or collectives, right? All they see is the money, the glitz and glamour. However, they have not prepared them for business. So, as parents, as sometimes coaches, whoever the people are around them, they need to set that child up for branding from ninth grade or even middle school. The parents or that child needs to start collecting their social media, getting their social media platforms together getting all of their support together. They need to start freshman year already ready to elevate so that um, brands can see them as a marketable player. You cannot come into freshman year expecting somebody to give you a Gatorade deal and you have 5,000 followers collective on all your platforms. And I'm saying this because this is what I do. I assist high school football players with setting up all of their platforms, getting them ready, preparing them um, digitally and electronically for their freshman year. So parents are expecting the coaching staff to do this. No, they need to already have this done so that they can already be prepared. The base has to be laid. They need to be fertile for NIL, for they can receive this. No one is going to give you an NIL deal or look at you as a brand maker or market you if you cannot make them no money. You might be a good athlete, but can you generate traffic to us?
And that's right, because if you look on the back of their practice jerseys, they got their Instagram names on the back of their practice jerseys. If y'all didn't notice, so a lot they already doing it, but a lot of them are just lazy. So some of them got YouTube channels, and then some of them don't. So she's right on the branding part
They
because
Yeah,
as
have
a
to be
brand,
educated on that part. And I'm sorry, a lot of us are not. So the parents have to work overtime. They leave it up to coaches, counselors, and a lot of times the child, but they don't even know what they're doing. But we have to do it. And so when you get there, and now you have within the team jealousy and envy because you have somebody making up to succeed on this level. They only set you up to just play football. And this is
so
where we have to prepare our children to take care of business as well.
I agree with that 100% on branding and NIL deal, but I'm talking about being categorized as an employee of the universities. That's what they are. They're student workers. We are maybe not all, but many students that go to college they become student workers. Football team is no different.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
listen,
I
listen,
mean
bro. Listen. Go ahead, Rob.
that was talks, maybe about 2 3 years ago, with the whole O'Bannon thing when they brought up the NIL deal and stuff like that. They were looking to unionize college athletes to make them student, workers of the university. But then when NIL came along, the NCAA just took their hands off because they're like, well, now the college athletes can make their own money. We don't have to, put policy in place to unionize or have something collective for them. The universities can take care of them individually, which they were already doing pretty much under the table at bigger universities like Alabama. A lot of those kids at Alabama, they driving, Hellcats and Chargers, and this is before NIL. So collectively, the universities were taking care of a lot of the students along with the stipend that you get on scholarship. But now with NIL, companies can selectively pick who they want to promote. Usually, the star players are going to get the highest paid NIL deals. I mean, and that's just how it goes. That's how it goes in professional sports. That's how it goes in business as well. If you are a star performer in business or you're a star performer as a professional athlete, you're gonna garner the larger contracts. So the NCAA, they took their hands off and they said, okay, well, NIL, that's what everybody was pushing for, pay the student athletes. Okay, well, let the companies pay. And the NCAA had to do nothing about it. Now they're trying to come back and, enforce certain rules on certain things, but the kids are still going to get their money. The universities are still going to pay these kids. They don't have to pay under the table anymore. They just call it collectives. It's no longer a booster putting money in an envelope or putting $5,000 in a hoodie and you take this picture during, when you come on your recruiting visit and things like that. They just say, we got a collective. We'll put you in the collective and your parents and, so forth will receive money based on this. So everything's out in the open. The kids are getting paid. Every kid on CU, I guarantee you, every kid on CU is taken care of by a collective within Colorado University. So
CU
everybody's
got
getting
their own.
some form of money.
CU got their own NIL for all the players.
Yeah.
Walk
So
on doing.
Listen. And you got to understand, even with Jackson, when this was coming about, Prime said, "Hey, as soon as they say this gonna happen, I already got this lined up, so I can make sure I take care of this, and this, and I can take care of everybody." So I understand what you're saying, and so the point of what D God is saying, she's saying that we got to get them ready for college. But in Florida and in some other states, you better start getting them ready for high school because in a
yep.
minute they gonna make NILs a thing in high school, and that's what they're trying to do in Florida right now. So
Yep.
she's right. You got to get these kids ready for that. And like I say, for the last 4 years, I've been going through it because Anthony Richardson Like I said, but he was a hometown hero, so y'all can only imagine what it was like for him to be in Gainesville. Everybody and their mama wanted a piece of him because he was from Gainesville. He went to the University of Florida. He was the starting quarterback. So he got the biggest part of the pie. But I know at the University of Florida they spread the wealth out immensely with their collective. What I'm telling you is in Gainesville at the University of Florida, they have something called the Bull Gators. It's 50 of them. To be a Bull Gator, you have to give 100. You got to give $500,000 to be a Bull Gator. That's every year. Now you do the math.
Yeah, that's where the money
Well,
comes from.
well, just
So
speaking
they
on
have the money.
Colorado.
So what you're saying is that everybody's getting taken care of. Yes, everybody's getting taken care of. Everybody's just not getting the same amount of money as everybody else.
Yep. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
That's the nature of business. That's how it happens.
I don't think that. I mean, I'm just going off of from what Coach Prime says because he said that when he interviews these kids and they come to the university, he's asking them a set of questions, and if they don't answer correctly, then that tells him that they're not a fit for the program. So if they coming in
Right.
there with their chest out. So that's what I'm saying. So
But when
not
you come to
everybody's
prime,
not
when you come
everybody
to
getting paid.
go ahead.
What I'm
When
saying
you
is
come
not everybody getting paid how we think. Like I think it's more earned, and I think you have to be what you put out on film and what you know what I'm saying bring to the table as a player. What is basically what determines your salary at the end of the day when it comes to NIL.
listen to what we just said. Charlie Offerdall ain't seen the football field. He got an
And
NIL
Charlie
deal. He
and
ain't
he and
he ain't seen the
NIL.
grass.
Yep.
He ain't
Who
seen the
said
grass,
that?
bro. He got his own NIL deal. So it's about what I'm telling you is at
Charlie
Colorado,
Offerdall on commercials. He on TV.
right? That's what I'm telling you. What Prime gonna tell you is, yeah, you can't come here and beat your chest. You get what I'm saying? You can't come here and beat your chest at me talking about what kind of money you want and this, that, and other. No, you can't beat your chest at me because what I'm gonna offer you gonna get you more money down the long run. Now, if you want this, now you can go to Alabama and you can go to Georgia and they gonna give you these pennies right now. But if you don't produce like she said, the pennies gonna go out the door.
Yep. They go away real
So
quick.
You get what I'm
great.
saying?
So let me ask you
But
Look
if
this.
you
at
come play,
So does NIL? So does commercials mean NIL when they're in commercials? Is that a part of
Yep.
the NIL?
Yes.
yes, sir,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Look at DJ Uliongale from when he was at Clemson. He was on Dr. Pepper commercials and everything that
Hey,
year. He
hey,
played
that's what. Hey,
terrible.
listen,
Look,
hold on, not to cut you off, but there's the key point. You see where he at now? You see he went down there. He got all that money, and he wasn't producing. He was out there playing like hot trash. You know what they told him? Hey, buddy, hey, this here can't happen,
yep.
buddy.
He ain't been on. I mean, he's probably on local commercials up in Corvallis or something like that. But he ain't on nothing nationally no more. So it's easy come, easy go with these corporations because the corporations are making money off of the student athletes. Regardless, as soon as they put money in their pocket and they put them in a commercial or send them some free gear or whatever like that, what happens? Hell,
But
we
look at
going on blenders to go
but
buy Coach Prime sunglasses based
look at
off of what happened with CU and CSU. So the money is being made back for the companies. They're not worried about dropping, pennies in the ocean. They're gonna make that money back tenfold off the student athletes, off their name, image, and likeness for years to come. So I mean, it's a
So
cutthroat business, but if the student athletes can make their money right now up front while they can, you have to take advantage of the situation as a
so
student
what does
athlete.
Here's what.
what does the
Time,
NIL
one at a time, one
entail?
at a time, one
Because
at a time.
what does the NIL entail? Because I'm trying to figure out. Even though Charlie don't play, if he's in a commercial, then why these other kids ain't in? Because he's the only one that's the bench player that I've been seeing that's in a commercial. These other ones are really
yeah.
just kind of doing
It's
YouTube and
him and
stuff like that.
Alto. Him and
See you.
Alton is in the commercial.
Okay, but what about
Okay.
Mata and Jace Feely? Are they
So
on the?
Hold
The
on. Let
whole
me
team is on the NIL
let me
deal.
yeah,
let
the
me
whole
let me clarify some
But
things, right? Because right now, you got Caleb Mathis who got a cricket deal right now in NIL. Everybody on the team has their own individual NIL deals, and that's what Coach Prime is saying. If you produce or you do the things that I'm asking you to do in practice, You don't have to necessarily play for me to help you get an NIL deal, but I'm not just going to give you money. You're going to have to earn it. So for a lot of these players, they're getting compensated on the back end, but you got to produce. You got to show something. You got to put something out there. But one thing about Caleb is Caleb has a great following on YouTube. So companies are able to bag up and say, hey, we can put Caleb out there because he has a following from his
Marketable.
YouTube. He's marketing himself. And so if you're not marketing yourself or you don't have anything to bag it up, then these companies are not going to invest into you. What Charlie offered us the same way. Coach Prime said his name. He had his everybody know him from his mustache, things like that, and
Mm-hmm.
people know who he is. So he had a following, he had a bagging. So companies was like, "Yo, let's take him," and that's how the game works.
Also, Mata does have an NIL deal. He has actually
Yes,
like
he
three
does.
or four. He has a hat deal. He has a hydration deal that gives him like they send him hydrations in like different flavors, like Mexican flavors. I know he has the cowboy hat. Like he has a bunch of NIL deals.
Well, that's good. Get into my last original point. I just think with the NCAA rule changes, this is no good for freshmen. No good for freshmen. If I'm a coach, if you're not the top freshman coming out and I can't get you, I'll pass and get somebody older, upperclassmen. I think there should
Well,
be
I mean, well, it's not.
But I mean,
It's not
how does
gonna
that,
be bad.
how
It's
does
not
that,
gonna be bad. It's not gonna be bad. What it's gonna do is it's gonna make Division One AA, HBCUs, and other schools a little better. Okay, because okay, yeah, you might can't go to Alabama, but that don't mean that it's not other schools that's not gonna try. And now with what's going on in a lot of the Power Five schools trying to go get kids out of transfer, now these people like Prime say they gonna shoot they shot at these kids because there isn't a chance. So now what you got to do in some of these towns that got a little money is get your collective together, get you some alums, and that was the really what people failed to realize. That was one of the main reasons for doing the NIL was to try to keep some of these people from going to bigger schools by getting these other little schools to try to get their money together and throw some money at this kid so he might want to go here instead of going there, right? So now it's not bad, bro. I promise you. I still get coaches coming through, looking at my kids, looking at other kids that we got in the city of Gainesville. Okay, it might not be the big Power Five, but it's still a lot of these kids still gonna go to school. And so if you're thinking that it's gonna hurt them going to school, it's not. But that's the
Yeah,
goal. You can go to the
Coach
pros from anywhere, bro. You go to the pros
Coach
from
Dre,
anywhere. Go ahead.
I see it a different way. I actually think that this will hurt HBCUs and the 2A schools for this simple fact. So with these super conferences merging together, yeah, the Alabamas and the Georgias and the top to the Ohio states, they can't get everybody and anybody they want anymore because it'll be more disparity across the board. They have to be more selective on who they throw offers at. But now you start looking in schools like let's take the Pac-12 for instance. You start looking at an Arizona State, a Cal. Now they'll start to get more maybe a few more 4 stars on their recruiting visits. They'll definitely clean house with a lot of 3-star athletes and things like that. So you want what the conferences want now, they want all the money to be on their conference. People are so invested in college football. You look at the Big Ten gonna have what, 16 teams? But if only 4 of the teams in the Big Ten are worth, watching, then everybody starts flooding down towards SEC ball. So you'll start to lose viewership from where you are in your region because the SEC is putting out a better product from top to bottom. So the NCAA or what they're doing, they're trying to put a stranglehold on the lower tier programs of 2A and HBCUs and say we want all the talent to just stay in the power whatever 3 conference that it will be now because these conferences are so large. But you got to put out good football. Nobody wants to see a 40-6 blowout week in and week out if you only have 2 or 3 good teams in these large conferences. You got
But
to
but
make
but
the
but
the conference good top to bottom.
And I can agree with you on that. I can go for that. But what I'm telling you is, let's just take Florida. Let's just take it into consideration. Okay, Florida play in the SEC, Florida State play in the ACC as well as Miami, right? UCF plays in the Big 12 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
South Florida gonna get somebody to come knock on their door to go play in a bigger conference. So now, if I'm a big fish in the state of Florida and I can't get up to Colorado and or I can't get to one of these, I'm gonna try to stay at home and try to help my schools in the state of Florida. I'm gonna go to South Florida. I go to UCF, and FAM also is a great school to go to attend. So what I'm telling you is, you're gonna get some talent that could have went to Florida on the FAMU roster. You're gonna get some talent that could have went to Florida State on the USF roster. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna be kids that's highly talented. So that's gonna make them teams better. Now I'm not saying it's gonna make the landscape of every school better, but you're gonna see the come up of certain schools. You get
It's
what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely, I agree. The more established programs, like a FAMU,
Right.
they're pretty
Yeah,
established
yeah,
in the
right.
in the
We can
ACC.
use
Yeah.
Jackson. We can use Jackson for
Yep.
instance,
TC
with
Taylor.
their
Yep.
facilities and what Dion did for them. And like I said, I like TC Taylor and I like kind of what he's doing and what they're doing down there in Jackson. Now is they're trying to get their collective together so they can get some of these kids. You get what I'm saying? So you will see schools like Jackson, schools like FAM, and stuff like that. They're going to get some kids that they wouldn't normally get, that they wouldn't even look at, because the Power Five. I'm looking at the second tier kids on the Alabama team. You get what I'm saying? If
Mm-hmm.
I'm Georgia, it's going to be somebody over there at Alabama that ain't playing. I want him. If I'm Georgia, I'm looking at Alabama kids that ain't playing. I'm looking at these kids. So you get what I'm saying? They're not looking at the high school kids. That's the five. Well, I won't say the 5 stars. Let's just go for the three on down. The 4 and 5 stars, fellas, they gonna still go to big school. If you a 4 and 5 star, you still gonna find a home at a big Power 5 school. It's just no way around it.
Yep. I
It's
agree.
no way around
I
it.
appreciate the insight, and I like the dialogue. Thank you, Coach, man.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, I think it's only going to affect, like you said, the SEC top dogs like Georgia, LSU, Alabama, Ohio State. They're the ones that are going to get, try to go after other people's players. But I don't think, I think Coach Prime is still going to recruit 15 to 16 high school kids a year, you know,
Oh
until his
yeah,
program's
easy.
built.
What it sounds like is the better you get your NIL collective, you can have 85 scholarships and then go ahead and just say, hey, we'll pay for your school anyway with walk on, and they'll just get the NIL would just cover their school expenses. Then you can just have unlimited walk on that would
Let, let
normally
me
pay.
let let me fill y'all in on a little something that's really gonna happen. So I'm making millions of dollars, right? Let's just say we all on here. We all making good money. I don't have to be on. Hey, listen, I don't have to be on scholarship no more. I can pay for my own school. Hey, coach, take me off a scholarship. I can pay for me to go to school. Use the scholarship for somebody else. I'ma still play. You understand what I'm saying? But now we finna go get somebody else to come in here that's a 5 star or a kid that's want to transfer and come here. Cause I can pay for school if I'm Shedeur Sanders, if I'm Travis Hunter, if I'm like you say, if I'm Mata, if I'm this, that, and the other, I can pay for school. And you don't need me. You don't need and I don't need the scholarship no more because I can pay to go to school.
So in theory, can't they do that next year?
They
I
can do
don't,
that whenever.
I don't think
Whenever.
They
Shiloh and
they
Shador
could do it
can.
now if they wanted
There's a
to.
rule about that though with coaches.
Rule about what?
I don't think Shiloh, because since their dad's the head coach, I don't think those two
Oh,
can
I mean,
be like,
okay. Well, okay. Well, let's not use the Sanders, but I'm just
yeah.
saying in general. What I'm telling you is, let's look at. Did y'all see the little thing on college game day at Eastern Michigan? How the kid
Yeah, I see
had
that.
the
I see
money
that.
himself. How the
To
kid
give
had the
it
money himself, and he went to the coach and say, "Hey, coach, take
and
me
give
off a scholarship.
it
I'll
to his
pay for
boy.
my own schooling. Give it to my homeboy."
Yep.
Yeah, that was nice, Coach Jay.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
man,
tough.
hey, bro, it had tears in my eyes because you don't see that anymore. You don't see people genuinely love and care for somebody and see that somebody's struggling to try to make it. And I know I can take care, I can handle my own. So I'm gonna go out of my way and make sure that this kid can still come to school and still
That
go to
boy,
school.
that boy was working a job, then going to practice, and man, that's crazy.
Like when you're an athlete, you're not allowed to work. Well, you work. I don't know if it
Oh
hasn't
no,
No,
he
no,
changed.
no,
was
no.
working.
Hey, listen, no. That's at certain. That's at Power Five schools. But if
Yeah,
you go to HBCU, well, you go to work.
yeah. You can do Uber, but you couldn't like work at like Foot Locker or anything like that. Zion.
No, he was doing manual labor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
he
can
was
do that,
Yeah,
working,
but you
bro.
could
he was
like,
working construction. Yeah, he
but
was
like,
Yeah,
working
say
he
when
was
I
working
was
on
in
the
school,
construction
right?
job.
If I was in school, right, and I went to like, say I worked at like T-Mobile, right, where they make money off of commission. Technically I was using my NIL to make more money because people be like, "Oh, you play on the team, I'm gonna buy a phone from you." So they used to didn't let you work because of stuff like that.
Yep.
Again, I
Ah,
think that's just at the Power Five schools. Like Dion said in his documentary, he said, or one of the interviews he had. Oh, when he sat down with the when Fred Taylor and Brandon Marshall and all them had their podcast together. When he sat down with them, he said, "Oh, when I got to Jackson State, my boys had jobs, dog. They had to come to work out. Shedeur was trying to go down there and work out with them, but them boys had to go to work.
I
So
want to rewind the
Yeah, it
conversation
must be
back
FBS.
real quick because by the time I hopped on, y'all were just finishing off the tail end of Coach Prime, universities that wanted to he interviewed for and things like that. Uh, for me, it was always a foregone conclusion that Shedeur, his son, was going to play for him. Uh, Especially as many times as Coach Prime has mentioned, what this is the only coach. He's the only coach that I know, or that Shedeur knows. So I take it back to Shedeur's junior year in high school down in Trinity. Coach Prime was already, uh, putting out feelers about university jobs. One of the first universities he went to was SMU down in Texas, in the local area, Fort Worth area, and things like that, to try to inquire about that job. What held Coach Prime back from getting that SMU job was the fact that the university did not want to give him a degree or allow him to finish his degree to establish his coaching career. That was one of the things that FSU did not want to do for Coach Prime.
That's
Jackson,
the only
yeah,
school that want to do it. Jackson. He had his degree when he interviewed for TCU.
yeah. By the time he interviewed for TCU, he had it. But when he started, the first job he looked at was SMU. I remember reading an article about it when I was stationed in San Antonio. That was one of the first jobs he was looking to go to was SMU because the consensus was always to have Shador to play with him for him to make sure that his projection will still go forward into the NFL. He didn't want to send his baby. He was real selective about, hey, this is where you're going to go and things like that if the coaching thing didn't work out. But Shador was always going to go to Jackson State. He didn't want to force him to go to Jackson State. He was always going to give his son that option. Hey, do what you feel was best for you, but I'm gonna take care of business. I'm gonna put the right coaching staff behind. I'm gonna make sure your college career goes in the path that it needs to. So
And
that's all I had to say about that.
JR,
Yo,
like I told old man 33, go and go look at the interview with Bucky. He was not gonna go to JSU, bro. They had to, how can I say this? They had to convince him because he was gonna go play for Coach Taggart at FAU.
yeah,
They
that
had
was
to,
that was the plan.
they
The
had to
plan was
convince
for
they had to
the
convince him
plan
to go to JSU.
the plan was for him to go to play for a coach that coach his
No,
daddy trusted to make
yes.
sure his career goes in the proper way. But once his daddy got hired, if his daddy would have got hired at SMU, it wouldn't have never been an option. He would have just went with his
Oh,
daddy from the beginning.
he went straight away.
By the
But But the
Yeah,
JSU hire, he's still on the fence, bro. That's what I'm trying to say.
uh, I
I'm
I
trying to
wouldn't
tell you,
say
go look at Bucky. When you finish here, type in Bucky or Deion Sanders Jr. and the Young Dolph, and you see what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't say it was foregone, but he had already told Willie Taggart that I am coming to FAU to play.
Yeah,
That's why Shedeur is a man of his word. He gonna stick by what he said. If I'm telling you I'm coming, that's why they say they call him grown. He made a grown man decision. I'm coming to play because I trust in you. My father trusts in you to take care of me while I'm at school to make sure my career, my college career, can go in a way that's going to get me to the NFL. But once his daddy got the job at JSU, it was a foregone conclusion. If he would have went to FAU for a year and then went to JSU, he was gonna go play with his daddy regardless.
it wasn't a foregone conclusion because he still had to decide if he wanted to go to JSU because like that's like a tier below. You know what I'm saying?
It's a tier below. But if my father is gonna tell me, son, I'm gonna make sure we get a good coaching staff in place. I'm gonna make sure we take care of facilities. His daddy wasn't gonna let him down.
But
His
they don't know
daddy,
that, though. But they
I'm
don't know that
pretty.
from him being recruited by all those Power Five schools, and him for him to go from that to a HBCU, that's a huge drop off, bro.
I'm letting you know
Yeah,
now.
but he wanted to play though, man. That's the
No,
whole
that's
I
what
thing.
know
it.
he wanted to play.
The only reason he did it is because his dad had a plan. He's like, I got a
exactly.
3-year contract. You do these 2 years for me, and we'll go to whatever power. We'll go to a Power Five conference. That's the only reason he did it.
Yep. It was well. I mean, it was well thought out to say,
He bet on himself because
yeah,
he wasn't gonna do it. But Coach Prime gave him a deal. He said, "This is what we're gonna do. You play 2 years here. Well, that's how you got Travis. You think Travis is really gonna play his whole career at JSU?
Hell
nope,
no. I
Yeah,
knew that already.
exactly. So he trusted in the plan,
this is
and the
the
crazy
plan.
thing
Yeah,
is, this is the same plan Coach Prime pitched to SMU. This is the same plan Coach Prime pitched to FSU, but they didn't believe in his coaching background, to say the least. These other universities, they didn't believe in the coaching background. They knew Deion Sanders, the player, but they didn't understand his background as a coach. So JSU came calling, JSU on the map. I mean, I knew about JSU because I'm just in this region now, but a lot of casual football fans, they didn't know about JSU. A lot of people didn't know about HBCU football at that
Nah,
point in time.
Yeah,
JSU
but
came calling because
but
they
you
were the
think
only
Dion gonna
school.
be a head coach? You really think that Dion was gonna jump from Trinity all the way to Florida State to be a head coach?
He
Absolutely
went
not.
it. He went and pitched. It was
I
between
mean,
him and
he
Jay
can pitch.
Novell.
It
He
was
can
It
not
was
going
pitch,
to
but
between
he
him and Jay Novell, but they didn't
yeah.
believe in his coaching background.
No,
Yeah,
he
because he didn't
needed
have a resume. I mean, like as far as on that level, I don't think the resume was there.
he,
That
he,
was the
need,
reason
he
why
needed that
he
degree to
did what he
coach.
did.
Yeah, he needed a degree to coach, but they didn't believe in his coaching resume. They was like, well, I mean, you're telling us that you're gonna do this, but I'm not gonna say FSU is feeling bad about it now because Jay Novell is doing a great job. But could you imagine if Coach Prime would have been there since Jay Novell would have been there? It would have been at a whole nother level.
Well,
Coach
Coach
Gray, you
Prime,
know that for sure.
I think the story is a lot better in Colorado, man. I mean, to be
Yeah,
honest with you, I think right now, you know, the way things are played out and the way things are going, Colorado is a better fit. So you got Shedeur. He's up for talks for the Heisman. They got a they can possibly make a bowl game. Like it's a good story to me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have wanted to go to no
hey,
FSU or nowhere
hey,
where stuff was already built. I'd rather
hey,
like
Sean,
I said earlier, go somewhere where university is rock bottom and build it from the top.
hey, Sean.
So yeah,
If Coach Prime would have went to FSU and Coach Dre could back me up on this, it would be tenfold. what he's doing right now.
Yep.
It
Well,
would be so crazy, man.
it'll went crazy in the state of Florida. It
It
went
went
crazy in the
crazy,
state of
bro.
Florida.
That's fine, but I mean, I
He the
don't really,
guy.
to be honest
Everybody.
with you,
Can listen.
I ain't really start watching college football, bro, until Shedeur and them started playing in Jackson, and I play HBCU football, so now I'm
I
an
got you.
NFL guy, so
I
I didn't
got
really
you.
start reverting back to college until the
I
prime
got
effect
you.
came. So that's where I'm at with it. I just like the story. I like the underdog whole
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh no, no.
I
Listen,
like what
listen,
he's
listen,
doing.
listen.
Like
That's
that's where I'm at.
I get it.
that's my thing. That's my thing. Like I get what you're saying. That the story is better. It is, but if he would, well, you got to understand now. Florida State hadn't been relevant for like
Sustainable
10 years,
change.
for a good little while. So it would have been a great story for him to come back to the place that gave him the shot. And that, listen, that's what he really wanted to do. He wanted to
Yep.
bring his college, the place he played, and make sure that that legacy that Bobby Bowden and Mickey Andrews and all them guys laid, he wanted to make sure to resurrect that. But when they spit in, when they shinned on him and said, "Hey, you don't have the degree, you don't have the coaching acumen that we're looking for," all that did was fuel the fire for him and say, "Oh, so y'all don't think I can do this?" Okay,
I
but
mean,
the
the
thing
degree was
is,
there. He was at the school. All you had to do is take like what 2 classes.
man, it was simple. It was just they didn't want him to have the job. They didn't, and like you say, it's a lot of coaches that do look at him different because he didn't go about it the old fashioned ways.
This
What people
way,
say
yeah,
is
this way.
go up through the ranks, be an offensive coordinator, be a this or a
Right.
that. But we talking about Deion Sanders. We're not. But y'all gotta also understand that what the NCAA and what college football is worried about is there's going to be other people that come up behind Deion with this route. Ray Lewis is going to be a football coach.
Oh, I can't wait. Ooh, I
Ed
can't wait.
Reed is going to be a football coach.
Yep.
And you're going to see more of this happen elsewhere. And they're going to need it to happen because Dion is going to take over college football. And that is not what people want. And what I'm saying is guys like Nick Saban, they on their way out. Saban, 70 years old.
Yep. He like 72. I think he like 72.
And he's done, ain't nothing really left for Saban to prove.
Nope.
Ain't nothing left for Saban to prove. And that's just being real.
Okay, Coach Dre, let me ask you this. What would be a bigger market? Prime at
Ooh,
Colorado or Prime at FSU?
FSU.
right
Come on,
now,
J
right.
Rock.
Well, you can't say that, bro. You can't say that because Colorado is their own entity in the state. They right now they bigger than the Broncos because the
Yeah.
Broncos is trash.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come to Florida, you got to worry about all the Florida college teams, but then you got to worry about the pro team.
The Dolphins.
You get what I'm saying? You got to worry about the Dolphins and all of that. So it's a lot. It's a lot to go around in Colorado. You it ain't nobody bigger except for the Nuggets. Nobody bigger in Colorado except for the Nuggets,
But they bigger than the
right?
Nuggets right now.
So
They
Hey,
probably
what?
so
are,
what
but
I
I'm
want to
just saying
say.
you got to give the Nuggets respect. They just won the NBA championship, so I ain't trying to
So
rain on the people parade.
Nah, they
so
bigger than
check
the
this.
Nuggets right now, bro.
The reason.
Check this out, fellas. This is what I
Okay.
want. I want to play devil's advocate real quick. Uh, who's to say that the sales pitch that Coach Prime had, when he's going around interviewing for these head coaching jobs, just wasn't the right fit. Like the stuff that he was selling just wasn't it to that leadership. Because
Shut
I
up,
heard
bro.
him
You
say, because
Let, let,
hold on, because I heard
go
him
ahead.
say one time, I heard him say on Well Off Media when he do his little when he do his speeches and stuff, he do his like words of the day. I think one of the things was like something about like it ain't gonna be me or something like that, right? So he said, I remember him saying something like, yeah, in the past when I would go on these interviews, I would look at such and such and be like, it ain't gonna be me, or yeah, like he didn't leave nothing on the table type
No,
thing.
no, oh no. What he was telling y'all is that's something that B said. His homeboy, his chief of staff Ray, Pretty Tony.
Yeah.
They have a saying with each other that if something don't go right, it ain't gonna
It
be
ain't.
because of me.
Yeah, it ain't because of me. I'm gonna go
It's
in and
not
do what
because of
I'm
me. I'm gonna do
supposed
my,
to do.
I'm gonna do my part to make
and
sure
I,
this
and I,
happens.
but that's, and again, we've all been on interviews and we say the same thing, right? Sometimes it just may not, what you're selling may not be right for that,
Listen, bro.
right? So,
Listen, bro. As a high school coach, I'm here to tell you straightforward and frank. He could have been the head coach of TCU.
Yep.
They thought he was going to be the
SMU.
head coach of Auburn,
Yep.
South Florida.
Yep.
And the reason Coach Dre knows this is because when they're doing a coaching search and it's top recruits that they want, they have to try to keep recruits in the boat. So that was what they were selling. Auburn was selling that Coach Prime was going to be their head coach. But again, at those schools, to keep
hold
these
on, say that
schools up
again.
to
Say that again. You said the recruits do what?
so say let's just say Travis Hunter. So let's just say he was thinking of going to Auburn, right? And they fired the coach. Like that coach that was there offered him the scholarship, but they fired him. So when they went to Travis saying, "Hey, Travis, we trying to get Coach Prime to come be the next head coach. So just they don't go listening to no other school. Wait till we get our head coach in here. It's gonna probably be Coach Deion Sanders. Uh, just wait and see for us." So those schools were pitching that. The alumni came behind and was like, "Hey, yeah, we cool with Deion Sanders, but he can't bring that showboat stuff down here. He can't bring this, and this."
See,
And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting. Thank you for saying that. See,
oh
and
yeah,
like,
there's no
yeah,
doubt with that job that they wouldn't go. Auburn Auburn feel like you should be glad that you're the head coach of Auburn. You don't we Auburn, we don't need all of that. Whatever you come in to offer. And Prime was like, oh no. If I can't bring my God, if I can't bring my style, if I can't bring what I do, then I don't want your job. Because it was more than one offer.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this right now. One of the universities that really have egg on their face is in Texas, SMU. Think about this. SMU's like annual football revenue is roughly about 19 to 20 million dollars. If Coach Prime would have been at SMU where he was trying to took one of them first interviews, you easily double, maybe triple that revenue. Colorado's revenue last year, 50 million. Colorado's projected revenue, 95 million. That's Coach Prime. So SMU, egg on their face, you could upgrade facilities across not just the football facilities, but across the university with an injection of revenue and money like that off of one person.
Was SMU gonna let him be himself though? That's the thing. That's Texas. You know how they get in Texas.
But that's why like Coach Ray say, Coach Prime gonna go in, hey, I'm gonna do my part. It's up to y'all to make that business decision if you wanna have me come in. All I know how to do is be myself. So I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna come in and be myself. Now y'all make the business decision if y'all want me to be here and be myself. You don't think that that university would be looking at 50 million extra dollars
Yeah,
right now and be like,
no,
oh, we made the good decision.
but listen to
Boots
what
is
he
not
be
going for
saying
that.
though. He said Coach Prime always be like, "Don't let my confidence offend your insecurity." So you
Yeah.
thinking him going in these meetings, these interviews, you know what I'm saying? Uh, walking in with his chest out could be one of the main reasons why he didn't get what a Power Five, like them top Power Five school job, just because of
What,
that.
what, one thing about him though, he walks in faith, and when you walk in faith, you gonna always come out on top. And
Uh-huh.
and at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to, fellas.
Yep.
We can sit here and we can go around and not really, but when you doing something because that's your calling, and I think that's even with life with anybody. And I'm talking to somebody out there. Hey, listen, if you got a passion, if that's what you want to do, everybody Everybody think when God called him, they oh, I got to go run to the pulpit. Oh, I got to be a preacher. No, that ain't that. That might not be your calling. Your calling might be to just help certain people and certain age groups and stuff like that. So take that. That's like Coach Prime. I just think that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. It's a personal story for me. Uh, I want to say I was probably about 33 or so. We had a kid here at Eastside. I was coaching high school. He was a basketball star. I mean, he had every offer: Duke, North Carolina, this, that, and the other. Well, Lil Boosie came to town. Little Bootsy had a concert for the young kids, so the young kids wouldn't have to sneak out and try to go to the later concert with the grown people. So I'm at work that night. They come through where I'm working at. And I'm like, hey, boy, what y'all doing out? Oh, coach. I said, ain't you got a thing to be to an AAU game in the morning? Yeah, mama gonna drive me, this, that, and the other. It's four boys in this car. I say, listen, when y'all leave from here, I need y'all to go home, okay? Just go home. Don't try to go up to the little hangouts or nothing. Just go home. Drop these boys off and go home. Long story short, that morning, the head football coach, who I consider like my daddy now, he comes in to where I'm working, and he got tears running down his face. And I say, Coach, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm thinking something maybe done happened to my mom or something because he knows everybody in my family. And he says, hey, what you call it, got killed last night in a car wreck going down there to the little Jiffy store. He say another little boy got killed. The other boy in the passenger seat, um, he got hurt real bad. So, I'm just devastated because I just saw these kids. I told these kids to go home. I get home, guys, and I tell you no lie. It's a kid sitting on my front step. And it's the other kid that was in the car. And he said, Coach, I heard what you said. You said for us to go home. I got out the car. I couldn't go home because it was too late. I just came to your house. So right then and there, I knew that coaching wasn't just for me to be coaching kids. It's about trying to save young men. Now, I couldn't save the star's life, but I saved that other kid's life, and he's doing great in life right now. So when we sit here and we talk about these young men, I tell y'all a lot of these young men, they're going through a whole bunch of stuff that people don't even imagine. And now we throwing money at kids. And if I can help my mama, if I can help my daddy, if I can take my mama out the ghetto right now, see, you used to say, I'm trying to wait to get to the NFL. I ain't got to get to the NFL now to take care of mama and grandma and all of them other people. But we also, like D Goddess said, we got to guide these kids to do the right thing. Because, yeah, we can give them $1 million. You can blow $1 million real quick. You can blow $1 million real quick, man. So, like you say, it's a business, but we gotta remember that it's also a people business. And I think that's why a lot of people play for Coach Prime because he's in the people business. He ain't in the business business. He ain't in the business business.
Yeah, no, I mean he's definitely a good mentor, and as far as leadership is concerned, he's definitely on point with that. Because even when you look at like the well off and all that stuff, like it's a message every day. You know what I'm saying? Heck, I tune in, I get the message. You know what I'm saying? Even on Instagram, I take little notes and stuff that he posts, and and I take it and I try to apply it every day. So definitely, I feel you on that. Uh, I guess what I'm really at the end of the day, uh, going back to NIL, like do y'all think it's gonna make or break Colorado? Like, what do y'all think?
It's not really a big factor for Colorado because if I'm a kid and I see what I see, we talked about it last night. If I'm Shane Hooks, I'm kicking myself because I could have been up at Colorado getting taught by uh, To. I could have been up here getting these words of wisdom from Michael Irvin and this and that and all these other people that Coach Prime putting around these kids because all of these kids aren't gonna make it playing football. But now I got Cameron here, he made it. I got this one here, I got this actor, I got this person, I got that person. If you watch one of the well off videos, how Jeremiah Brown comes in it and Prime asks him about something. He said, I want to be an electrician. He said, well, man, let me see if I can find the best electrician I can find. Then you can go do some internship with him so you can learn hands on what to do. What college coach doing that? What college coach? What college coach y'all know doing that?
Yeah, not too many, man. Not on that level. I mean, you know, that's
And so
yeah,
and what people fail to realize is when you get them mamas and them grandmas and especially from our community, because that's what a lot of it is, mamas and grandmas. And when you get them in front of them, this man can show you. I got my whole family here, my mama here, my sister here, all my children here except for DeAndre, my
yeah,
nephews here, my nieces here, everybody's here, and we gonna take care of you to the best of our ability. So I mean, it ain't much to sell in Colorado, so NIL don't really matter in my book.
he definitely changed the culture. I mean, he like you said, he's made that city millions, millions of dollars every week ever since he's gotten there. Um, Businesses and everything like it's through the roof.
So
So,
what?
huh?
So what? She must have told you that.
Well,
What
yeah, let's
you
see.
want the bowl?
Oh, but yeah, nah. So yeah, he's talking to somebody else. Um, but yeah, Coach Prime, man, bringing everything to the city of Boulder, man. You know, he's bringing that revenue, he's bringing that money there, and he's doing big things. So hopefully he can keep it up and keep the story going. You
Go ahead, D
know,
Goddess.
I'm wishing him the best. So
Um, I just wanted to just reiterate that NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. NIL and collectives are two totally different resources of funds. So when players are have access, all players have access to make NIL money. So when you go on the website, everyone has the ability to purchase jersey or different type of merch for the different athletic departments. So that's the number one way the college helps the athletes. So when we talk about how there are different levels of support, everyone starts on the same playing field through the university. Now, it changes when the players have different levels of social media influence. Like we know Shedeur, of course, him being the number one player, but then we also mentioned Caleb with cricket. Jimmy is also with cricket. We saw Charlie and Alton with the almond company. So there are different types of opportunities. So I also wanted to add in there too. Sometimes we get upset when we don't see players actually playing in the field. That player may be okay because he may be also getting an NIL deal that we don't know about, where he's taken care of on the back end, that he can take care of his business, and if he chooses to do so, also takes care of his family. Now, how do you prepare? This is a consultation, a basic consultation that I sit down and talk with a student and along with his parents or his guardian. How do you prepare your student athlete for freshman year or to get for this era of college that we're doing. So we know that our young people are all over social media. So, as aunties, uncles, parents, if you are the techie in your family, get with your niece, nephew, or your child, and get them covered on all bases. Make them a marketable email account on all platforms, and make them or purchase their domain. Because if they're as great, especially if they are him or her, like as we say, the star athlete in the city, and they are 5-star athletes, there are actual vultures that go out there and purchase domain names and other people's names, and you can't do anything about it. So purchase that athlete's domain name. It's like $50 or a little bit more, a little bit less. Go ahead and take that off the market so no one else can purchase it. Even if y'all have no clue if you're going to make their own personal website or not. So the reason why you would do that is because, say when and if they do start to receive their NIL deals, now you can create a landing page or a website where all of their endorsements can go on their actual website to support them. And then, of course, you have the Instagram and TikToks. So throughout middle school and even throughout high school, if you don't know how to teach your child or encourage them how to be an influencer, connect them with someone, a social media consultant or a brand manager, to help them get their image together. So how do we do this? If you support Metro PCS, if you support the fried chicken company in the community, whatever you support most, and even as a professional, if you know people who know people, you know somebody who knows somebody, businesses or whatever, small businesses, ask them to sponsor your child. What does that look like? Okay, so if my son is going to post your business on his Instagram page, um, 20% off. So he may generate $500 to $5,000 a month. Okay, when they sit down with me, what do I say? Okay, however much that generates from that particular sponsorship, I always recommend 3 accounts. One for his college expenses, one for his allowance, and then one that's 10 to 15% towards the household expenses. Okay. And believe it or not, some parents, they cut me off. They don't know. All of it goes to us. We'll manage it. And they end the meeting. I can't do nothing about that. Then I have to go to the coach. I have to go to his secretary and say, hey, so and so, and his family, they ended the meeting last night. And it's always about the money. I get it. As parents, we invest so much money in our children from age 4 to high school and college and all different kinds of sports. But is it fair to our child that because we see potential now to generate an income, that we take the money? I don't know what the intentions are to do with it, but to go towards college. Because here's the thing, they're generating money that's building their college fund, even though they may not even need it for college. But they're going to get scholarships. But what's there is their unmet needs. So some parents, they said, nope, all their money is coming in our pocket. And sometimes this, they'll do it on their own without me or without help. But that athlete never sees a dime, but they're the one out there working. So I would say start there. And it's going to take moral character to maintain on both parties, the athlete as well as the parent. So if you have a young person, if they listen to you, try to be a mediator or give them a financial advisor or a consultant to point them in the right direction to prepare for financial literacy in these NIL deals, because football is a business. However, there's other business to take care of within the business of football.
And to piggyback on your point, if you need help, you can always reach out to me too. Also, I'm a coach. I got over 50 plus collegiate athletes right now. But my biggest thing that I see nowadays is help these young athletes clean up their social media pages, take off the little mamas, the little this, little that. Make sure there's no derogatory pictures, things like that.
Yes.
Those things must be cleaned up. Especially when you're dealing with a student athlete that's looking to go to the next level, that's looking to be marketable. Because college coaches look at that type of stuff. So I would always, encourage them. Hey, if even if they want to have a secondary page, their main page, it needs to be, their first last name, what their GPA is, what high school they go to, what class they in, if they, they did the clearance house stuff, have the NCAA clearance house things in there. There's little things that you can do to clean up your pages, but they look at those type of stuff, and those one of the things that stops a lot of kids from getting scholarships based upon their social media pages. But you can finish, Miss D. Guys, I just had to mention that.
No, I totally agree. Their digital thumbprint, it will follow you throughout. So start now. If they have to deactivate their accounts and start all over, go ahead and do that. Because some stuff they can't get rid of all those, what they call those tools and money phones and the friends that they hang with. So they just don't listen to us. But sometimes you have to take control and create their accounts for them. But they must delete that stuff if they want to go far. They must. It's a must. That's all I have. Thank you.
So what is it? So what is it that they have to do as far as social media? Like, don't they have to like post and stuff? Because I really don't see any of the buff guys do anything for the most part.
Um,
Like Jimmy and all them. Like I don't see them posting. I see the university posting like their highlight stuff, and like Shedeur probably has like somebody handling his stuff, but he does a few things. But really, the only person that I actually see like social media wise, like YouTube, is Caleb. He got his own little thing going, but the other ones
well,
I don't
Travis
see.
posts. Travis, he'll
Well,
just start
Travis does like the little
his
he be in
fishing
his
stuff.
little onesie thing. Yeah, I'll be seeing. Yeah, I'll be
On his
seeing him do
Instagram,
some
you'll see
stuff.
him posting his
Yeah.
fishing gear or when he goes fishing. And a lot of
Yeah.
times it won't be an actual post. They may post the links to what they're wearing. They may
Right.
post a link to where they're going because they may receive a free trip here or there. You may just see them sitting on their car. That's a post because remember they're influencers and young people or us. We look at every single detail of what they're doing and where they are, and people pick up on the little things. And as business owners and marketing managers, we know that it's called subtle advertising. It's in your face without it being in your face. So when Travis makes a post, and as say Coca-Cola, he makes a post and he's not even drinking the soda, but a Coke can is sitting there, and we watch the analytics right after he posts of our website. So those are the type of things. That's why it's called an influencer because they are trendsetters. Every single thing they do. Now I don't. At this point, I'm assuming Travis has a partnership with the onesie company by now because every time he's on Bleacher Report, he's in a different onesie. I love it.
He be tripping. I clicked on his YouTube. I'm like, man, what this boy doing, man? With this, he has a bunny
Making
suit
money,
on. I'm like,
making money.
yeah, yeah. I'm like,
To
but
some
he
people
having
it's
fun
funny,
though.
but yes. So and it's just that easy. Even if your athlete just is one of those swag smooth young brothers that like to get haircuts, go to the local barber or the beauty supply store and advocate for him to see if he they would sponsor him. It's just that easy to find sponsors. Start now in high school so that when he gets to the college level, he will be used to being a businessman already and know how to handle himself.
And he won't be like shy as far as like,
Absolutely not.
getting out there. Yeah, it'll be, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yes.
He also has a team too. His dad probably has the same people that work for him that work for Shedeur now.
Oh yeah. I think that it's a couple of guys that I guess work because I done seen a couple. I'll be watching Well Off all the time, so I'll be seeing some of the dudes that shoot the cameras and stuff for some of the players. So um, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know he's got his own little team or whatever. But I just didn't know. I just didn't know if it was like something in the contract where, they got to have X amount of posts that they got to, put out, or they got to have X amount of, YouTube videos or something like that.
It depends on the agreement. So as an influencer, say I did an agreement with a skincare company, we talk about it. They say, okay, we need you to do 3 posts this month, and we need to make sure that you do one with the fresh place, and they got to see, we have to see you doing, they will put details in there. So, and
Mm.
it'll look like a plain YouTube video, but you'll see things happening. You like, okay, they cooking chicken today. You never know. They got a whole deal with Purdue chicken or Butterball. So just that simple.
So what's the point of? I don't know if you watch um, the videos, but have you been to a practice or not? But they got the YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, but Instagram names in the back of their jerseys. Like, what's
Hmm.
the point of that?
Well, Coach Prime said it. He said so to generate their followers, to generate their own audience, so people know where to
Right.
find them, so that they can get those business deals.
Yeah, because I don't see no other college teams doing that. I think that was brilliant on his part to do that. Like
They're
you
walk,
just, huh?
they're walking billboards.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't. That was my first time ever seeing like a college team do that. Like usually they don't have names, it's just the numbers. But to see the Instagram name on the back of the jersey is like
They
crazy. I was
weren't they
like,
weren't
dang,
the
that's
first to
smart.
do it, but yeah, it's a good idea.
Well,
But when you
I'm
think
just saying the
about
first
it,
for me to see.
the player is the product, the talent is the product, and they are a business. So let's move that over to construction or any business. When you're in traffic, don't you see businesses with a magnet, or their business on the side of their trucks, uh, and cars and
Yeah,
things like that? You
right,
know where to find
right.
them and how to locate
Yeah,
them and what they do. Same
yeah.
thing with these football players, is no different. So even with these programs, and I know they do it at Colorado, they have PR sessions with them. That's how when you see them in front of the media, they're getting better and better. They only put certain ones because a lot of them are getting they're getting media trained at the moment. I can't wait to see Kamadi in front. I'm waiting to see Kamadi in front of the camera. I am, because I'm gonna have my.
He don't
I
look like
want
he
to.
be talking though. Like
I
that,
know,
he just
but
look like he just.
they're training him right now. They're
I
working on him, and
see.
I
I
can't wait
see.
to see the finished product. So, but same with companies. They put their information on their vehicles. That's what the tag is on the back of their jerseys. It's about the business, and if those young men are smart, they will capitalize off every second that they're on film and in the game. And the 10 million people watching the game play. Even if I wasn't in the game, I would have made sure I was seen. I don't know. You saw me somewhere in frame, honey. Everybody gonna see this
Absolutely.
name.
It's crazy because I was watching somewhere the I hate to use black and white, but the white lady with the glass, I think his name was like Constance or something. Like she's like the well anyway, I guess she handles like I don't know what she does with Coach Prime, but she's kind of like
She's
I guess
pretty
she
much the
Oh,
creator of
that's
Coach
her
Prime.
business. That's his business manager. I follow her. Constance Quartz.
yeah, she said that Coach Prime
Yes.
wasn't even into all this stuff. Like they had
Mm-mm.
to kind of like put him on game, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, to like kind of pivot to like the media, social media stuff because that's where everything was transitioning to. And then
Same with
once he
Steve Harvey.
realized, say it again.
Same with Steve Harvey. He wasn't into social media. But let me tell you something about Constance Swartz and business managers. They are the machine behind the person. Coach Prime is the face. He is the actual talent. And business manager and talent, they have to be left and right hand, brain and body. Coach
Mm,
Constance is the one that goes out there and makes the deals. Her and Dion discuss the vision, and she makes the magic happen, and then he brings the vision into manifestation, and that's when we all see it. So that's how beautiful a business partner has to be, and then the team just comes along. So it's bigger than what we see. And I don't want to talk about business too much because we talk about football, but I just want to make sure that the young men know it's way bigger than football if they want to go further than college.
Are you with Colorado? Are you in that area, Colorado Bay?
No, I am in Florida.
Oh, okay.
No, no,
Because
no, 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 no.
for some reason I thought you was the sister that be sitting behind the secretary desk in Coach Prime's office.
No, that's Taisha and that's his sister Tracy.
Okay, yeah, I thought you
No,
sounded like her. That's why I was thinking. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So I
no,
didn't
that's
know.
my Florida twang. That's my Georgia twang from being in Georgia for a whole lot of
Yeah,
years. But I'm definitely a Florida girl.
yeah. What part of Georgia? Because I just moved out from Oregon from Atlanta, so I used to live in Lilburn.
Oh,
Yeah, Lilburn, Duluth, and stuff. So yeah,
okay.
I'm familiar with the twang.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
so I'm gonna let
Well,
y'all
that's
give
what you
y'all
do.
last. I'm gonna let y'all give y'all last comments before we end this live, man. I'm about to jump off. I'll be back at our normal time tomorrow, 11 o'clock Colorado time, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Pacific. So I'm gonna let everybody get their last points before we get about this thing. Anybody can kick it off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll go first. I just want to say rhythm and pace. That's it. Rhythm and pace. That's all I want to see for Colorado. Rhythm and pace.
Well, you already know I'm coming. Like I said earlier today, man, we're gonna win this week. Uh, and let's just hope that they come out doing something different and surprise the world. And we can do it.
I'll leave it to who just talked? Was that Sean? Sean, you just talked, or was I tripping?
Yeah, nah, that was me.
Okay,
I just
appreciate you.
said it.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, Miss
I
D
just
got
said
off
it.
here before I thought she was gonna end it, but hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. It's been another great day, another great live, man. I hope everybody got something out of the live. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Don't forget, man, hit that like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you for tuning in, for subscribing to the channel. We do this every single day where we just go live and we have fun and we talk football. Sometimes we go left, sometimes we go right, but we study things straight back into football. Appreciate everybody tuning in. This is Rob the Man Media, baby. Back with another live, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.